frozen, forces Wavy to take the 50. Not an easy angle for him to do it, with First Killer bearing down on the ball with momentum, making it easy for Prom.
We are
It almost
live.
looked like he had the read where, okay, it's going to be ball coming out low. I'm going to run right under it.
What
Nope,
is
just
going
got
on,
wrong. And Gyro left it in
YouTube?
an impossible spot. Now here we go again. First Killer looking to make it 3, and he's not able to stay with the play. Chronic looking for First Killer. Comes from the ceiling. Are you serious?
Nice shot.
Oh, I think it's WrestleMania in Rocket League today. Off the top rope from the opposite side.
Alrighty.
Wavy had no clue, bro. Wavy got flashbanged with First Killer right on top of him. How about that, Ultimates? Jeez.
Hey,
Oh my
they
God,
lost
okay,
yesterday.
he's back.
They're in the lower bracket. We can beat them.
Little
right?
bit of a watch
No,
party today,
no,
guys.
you
I know I'm
can't.
kind of late.
It's an
I
adorable
was
effort.
watching the
First Killer has that one go by
the
him.
major
Way
here,
to get
but
midfield. Kick out towards LJ,
decided to
and he
start
has
streaming it.
another right between the eyes. And there's still 2 minutes to go in this beating.
It's game 1. Ultimates. Oh, Wavy, how did you not see LJ? Surely you knew someone was going to be there. He didn't even
dang,
jump for the
Ultimates are
ball.
showing up in game
Should've
1.
been on Wavy cam there for a second. I'm just
Not too
they
shabby.
scored 4 going. I'm like, of course they just scored. Then I took another look at Wavy and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Why are we not going up for that? With full boost, things just falling apart for the lead in game 1. But the nice thing is, Stacks, is that it is just game 1. So trying to right the ship, if you will, these last 2 minutes and play towards game 2.
Plenty of experience and maturity on this deleted roster as well. You know, they're not going to let one game just completely sink them, and they will probably be smart enough to understand, barring something miraculous here, this one could just about be chalked up. There is still time if they can get one on the board now, as Gyro has that one taken away. LJ has first
Shot, maybe? Double? Dang.
Scores!
Freestyle at First Killer. It's free
Jeez.
play. At the start of the playoffs, look
They're
at
just
him
having
leave the
fun.
ball. LJ's just got to serve it up to him, man. At First Killer, he's going to eat it all up, dude.
Just dominating this first match.
I love watching First Killer play, man. Especially when
How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are having a
best
lovely
player in the
Saturday.
lobby. You don't get to see First Killer have that kind of fun in a lot of lobbies these days. Today,
Oh, wait,
though,
should we
against
throw on
Deleted
the
game 1, he's
Yeah,
having some
there
fun.
we go.
In their last 2 losses, Ultimates have been outscored.
They are,
by
though,
a
Pig.
single member.
They're literally
of the
just
opposing
dominating.
team as Andy's teed one up, and First Killer
How you doing there, bud?
rising to the bar to make the save.
Let me
It was
know
up
if
to
the
major as Wavy shot. Here goes
if
off
the
post,
gameplay
and
is
the
a little bit too
follow-up
loud
goes awry.
or not.
It was Kofer
I'm doing
yesterday
good,
as
bud.
Space Station took down Ultimate.
I slept in today, and it was so
And they
nice.
are absolutely
It was
sick
so
of
nice.
Anybody scoring at all, and that's why they have not allowed Deleted to get
What's
on
up,
the board
OG?
even
How you
in
doing, brother?
garbage time. First Killer's got that one away from Gyro, and a message
All right,
is
perfect.
clearly being sent by
Thanks
the
for
Ultimates
confirming,
here to
Pig.
kick off Saturday.
Yeah, a
I'm
lot
doing
of work
good,
to be
man.
done here,
It's
folks.
Saturday. I got to
You can
sleep
just
in,
erase this one
catch
from
up on
the
some
memory.
much
You can
needed
just
sleep
accept
from
the
the
fact that
weekend.
you're down one game.
How's your Saturday going, though? Hope you're
Try to start with
having a good
something
day there.
A little bit different. I think it was tough because the few time stacks that the leaders were able to get something going early in this game, they coughed up a missed touch that Ultimates just punished. They would take the ball away.
And this
gonna be
first
lot
game
of
was a
work
blowout.
Just to wrench the ball away from an LJ or a First Killer in any scenario. That's where someone like Wavy has to be that guy, a guy who loves to play with the mechanics, loves to be on ball and carry it through the air. He's got a good aerial game. So there is, there's talent on this roster that can possess this ball, that can create plays with their mechanics as a unit. It is always going to be
Dude, so was I.
when you're up against this
I
Ultimate squad.
I went to bed last night at probably like 1:30, and then I woke up at like 7, but then I was like, nope, and went right back to sleep until like 9:30.
That was a nice warm-up for the Ultimates.
It was
in game
needed.
1. The tune of 11 shots. They plenty of shots on the other side of Deleted, but
Damn, they didn't even break 300 in the score. I mean, I know points don't mean shit, but
there for Deleted. This is a team that comes
God
in
damn.
averaging 7 demos a game as a
the
team.
Ultimates just destroyed them.
And the demos did not make a difference. One team actually got demolished in that game, and that was, unfortunately for Deleted, that
I don't know if
as
you guys
Ultimates
caught the first game
bring
between
them to the tune of
Rebellion
5
and
goals
9
in a
Lives, but
shutout here. Deleted has
damn,
been shut out a
9
couple
Lives
of times,
destroyed them.
in their run, but again, they also played one fewer series.
It's hard to demo when you're getting pre-jumped on.
Yeah.
And that's gotta be some of the worst feeling if you're deleted. You said it, like, there's a lot of history with these players, with Andy, Gyro, and even Wavy now. Wavy's been playing in the league for a little while now.
Or make it
and
smaller.
To be pre-jumped on like they were, to kind of just get destroyed like they were, that's a humbling moment, but it doesn't feel good at all. Deleted, you just got to find a way to forget about it and get into the next game. But when First Killer's feeling this good, like, it's really hard to see how they're going to wrench this one away from them. They have.
You gonna be streaming later, OG?
I don't think it's about getting more demos. I don't really think that's the relevant part.
I'll be streaming and gaming later on this evening.
But really, what I want to see out of Deleted is just that consistency
After
with
the series,
possession.
Obviously, or the major.
You got to be careful when
Day
you take
one.
risks against this ultimate team. You're going to have to take risks, so managing that is of the utmost importance. You got to be careful when you're bringing this ball down.
Oh, more often than not, First Killer leads his team in scoring when the series is wrapped up.
Yep, there they go.
Home here, and Gyro will score at long last. The first goal for
Showing a
Deleted
little
in
bit
the
of life
series,
in the second
as
game.
Everything just fell apart for the ultimate.
And not sure what LJ was seeing there. He had no boost, coming from a little slightly behind the play than Chronic was. And he just kind of jumps at the ball with Chronic, thinking he had a good angle at it. Chronic thinking he had the better angle, but LJ was kind of in a worse spot there. You want to get it back. He could right here with First Killer, but Wavy will dive in front.
Gyro leaving that one for Andy. Nobody with any boost at all on the side of Deleted. Gyro had to make a quick turn with that midfield boost. Now everybody's got plenty. They're going to need some to defend the incoming attack, though. Everybody retreated for the ultimate. So now Andy. Referee said denied by LJ. And Chronic, realizing that boost didn't spawn for him, he's going to be left in an awkward spot. LJ trying to nudge him out of the way. And Chronic finally does grab a full tank. And he can use that to run forward with LJ feeding him. First Killer in behind. Got around Wavy, and the shot is through.
Oh.
That's got to be so frustrating.
All right, 1-1. A lot of game left.
Just kept going through. They get through off the corner.
We'll see if Ultimates just take this one again.
LJ. Gyro wasn't even looking at LJ. Gyro's watching the play in the corner the whole time. LJ comes flying in on the right-hand side of his screen. And next thing he knows, he's dead. The ball's in his net. Nice play from LJ, and a good continuation as well from Chronic in the corner to beat that second defender. Ultimates trying to find ways to make the space and create those plays by just keeping that ball away from Deleted. It's working a lot.
First Killer already up, and Chronic tracking over to the opposite side, but Gyro's going to pop that away. Chronic to disrupt. He's got LJ following underneath, then LJ should take over here. So Wavy's in his way. First Killer trying to pinch that with LJ. Now just going to get that away from the opposition, and LJ does.
Don't forget to like up the stream, guys. If you are here, it does help.
Just a little bit here. First Killer almost found the angle. Was sent out by Wavy. Now LJ stuck by Gyro, and Deleted are holding on here in a tie game with 3 minutes.
Yeah, you can hang on to your hat that it's not 4-0 right now. Deleted. What it was at the start. It still might be 2-1 at the end of this push. Wavy was getting bumped in the net. And they get a breakaway though. Chronic has to come back, and Gyro is going to be tough to get a shot that was actually going to challenge Chronic there. But this is a good push here from Deleted.
Wavy came up huge for this Deleted squad in their first series against Complexity. He had 5 of their 6 goals when they fell short. The rest of the team picked up the slack against Pirates on a Boat. Gyro and Andy each dropping 5 goals in that series to stay alive. And then, of course, they got the free pass. And they're getting a rude awakening here. They're in a battle right now in Game 2 at Forbidden Temple. As LJ maybe looking for First Killer, instead called his own number, and Gyro sends that right back once it can.
Not the cleanest there from Ultimates. First Killer, not going to be on target.
At least we got a game in Game 2. First game was a blowout. Let's see if they can bring it back.
Wait for First Killer's touch, try to wrench it away from him. Then you got to face LJ. Working out for now. Wavy actually wins a crucial touch here in the midfield. It's that touch out. Andy came in, and it's a dead play. Wavy was thinking that style ball double at first. Got called off by Andy. They keep possession. This is still looking good. Get a very slight touch. It almost looked like a whip.
Is that in?
Got frozen on Deleted. And Deleted are lucky that it's not 2-1 right now.
It almost looked like they missed that on purpose just to try and draw the defense in. Like, ooh, they missed. Do we come up and then give up the empty net goal behind them? It almost happened exactly like that. As Chronic will
getting into some dangerous territory.
Neither had any boost. And First Killer just sends this one away. Everything stabilizes now for the Ultimates coming up on the final minute. First Killer, throw it at the net, hope something good happens. Good happened for Deleted. There you go. Wavy with Andy in support, and that's just dumped off to the corner, no harm.
Well, if anybody's still in chat, should I stream our team scrim later? I do have a scrim today.
In the midair, use your reset, use your mechanics.
Would you guys be interested in seeing that?
Something they weren't able to do it all in game 1. They've been showing signs and flashes of it here in the midfield.
I might stream it.
That ball locked on the net. And actually getting the
I forgot who we're scrimming, but I think it's at 7 p.m. Eastern time, so 5 p.m. my time. Nice. I'll probably scrim it though, so you guys can see the scrim. I think I'm actually going to be subbing in for somebody and playing today, so it should be interesting. Because I'll be playing against GCs, and yeah, should be interesting.
Beautiful shot as well. Fake kicked off from Deleted. Try to give themselves an edge in the last 30 seconds, but you gotta hit the ball. Gyro, let it go. Gyro, I think maybe decided to just let that one go, knowing that it wasn't gonna be good contact. Andy coming back now. Wavy keeping it low on the 50. Deleted might have a chance here. Driving the ball forward on the 50. Chronic clears it right back out. Andy holding the line. Chronic waiting for it. LJ coming around. He flips off the ball instead. Wavy couldn't get a clean enough time.
Oh, that's game.
First Killer comes down with the ball. Ultimates come down with the game 2 victory.
I'm doing good. Jacoby, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for popping in here. Hope you're having a lovely Saturday evening, or Saturday morning, afternoon. I guess it is afternoon.
For DG as they try to avoid staring down an 0-3 deficit at the hands of the Ultimates.
Yeah, Ultimates.
This might be a sweep of a series right here.
Game 1 was. No,
it's kind of going just like the Rebellion and 9 Lives matches. I think Rebellion only won one of the games.
But also a couple of moments
9 Lives just destroyed them.
Got away with that ball not ending up in their net a couple of times where Stacks, I think we're ball watching a little bit on Deleted, and it's not just one player. Like, you kind of catch each player on Deleted a time where they should be a little bit more aware of their rotation or who's taking that 50. Instead, they're just kind of inching forward and playing full belief.
I will be streaming later though, guys.
But I feel like there's only one team in the world who can play full faith
Rocket League as well as
North America.
Maybe even some more Fortnite.
Deleted, gotta have a little bit more awareness on the pitch. And they'll be able to hang on to this ball a little bit more. It was better. I know.
I'll probably like take a small little break after
it was an objectively better game
streaming this.
Than the first one. So they just
go eat some lunch and then.
That. But this is it during this time.
Am I doing private match soon? Well, I mean not soon, but like later tonight. Jacoby.
Well, when they, they had complexity on the ropes.
Watching the majors.
In that series yesterday. They get outscored 5-1, and it's like, okay, well, we go down in the lower bracket where we belong, I guess. And then, they run up against this Pirates on a Boat squad. They take care of business there. And then, on the other side, you're looking at this Ultimates team, and you don't see any of that.
What do you guys think?
Like,
you guys think Deleted will come back here? Or do you think Ultimate's just going to take the whole thing and sweep them?
Final may entail. It may lead
what do you think for the series? Final score predictions. Do you think it's going to be 4-1, 4-3? Are we going to Champions Field? Personally, I think Deleted might win 1 or 2 games. So I'm thinking like 4-2 at the end of the series. But the Ultimates will take it.
All right, well, give Wavy the ball and see what happens. Try and drag this team across the finish line, at least drag them back into the series as we go to venerable DFH Stadium for Game 3 and a chance for Ultimates to go on quadruple match point out of Deleted's timeout.
And they did try that too, right, Stacks? That last game, Wavy, I think, had a bit more control and chances than he did in that first game. They're going to have to keep finding ways to enable him and get him on the ball and creating opportunities. We just haven't seen that same kind of force out of Andy or Gyro. As this touch comes down.
Ooh.
Might be
are you saying ooh or just 0-0?
Just put it to safety.
Ooh.
That's the difficulty. You see Andy playing way far back because Wavy was cutting across, and you just don't have a way to attack. You hope Andy wins that 50. Where are you going with this ball in the corner?
Well, mechanics make a huge difference, and one of these teams a little bit tougher to defend than the other. You don't need me to tell you which one. Is LJ up the ladder here, and First Killer on his way back. Got the demo on Wavy. That kind of threw him off a little bit. Needed some help from Chronic.
That could have been dangerous.
First Killer still into the play and got that one off of Andy forward. And everybody's just going to retreat again for Ultimates. You don't see this team overcommit much, the Ultimates. They will let you bring the ball into the zone. They're very confident in their own defense and turning that into offense of their own. Gyro, pop out. Nobody else over there. They're keeping the attack alive, but First Killer's there after Andy's deleted.
Again, Andy, he's
I might actually just keep the face cam off.
He doesn't go because he's unsure.
So you guys can see their face. There we go.
Ultimates are going to be right there for it. It is a risk for him to play forward and commit on the play. The touch came out so clean. It looks like he should have been there. From his perspective, to kind of understand with how the series has gone, playing it safe. But eventually, you're going to have to take a risk like that, Stacks. You're going to have to just play the faith. And while that hasn't worked for deleted,
should I just turn off my mic too? Just let it be the gameplay?
So far,
I mean, I don't even think there's anybody in chat right now, but it's all good.
They're surviving for now. It's right over LJ's head. Chronic in a tough spot. Probably the best 50 he could have hoped for to buy First Killer time.
First Killer checking one attacker into his own back wall. That's loaded out of the way back.
Damn.
And as a result, nobody else could make up for it, and Chronic scores.
We get caught together. Watching on the midfield boost, teammates rotating back, you run into each other, it becomes real easy for Chronic to take this one out.
1-0, 2:48 left.
You see First Killer moving downfield, but nobody's looking at Chronic. No one
Let's
sees
see if
that
Deleted can
touch.
answer back.
They're just worried about getting in position and playing defense on wherever First Killer is going to go. They don't realize that.
Probably not likely though. I think Ultimates might just take a sweep in this series.
What may be lost in all of that is in a normal rotation. Andy probably would have been on his way back, and First Killer kind of checked him into the back wall and threw everything off. It doesn't always have to be demos. A bump is often good enough as that one goes off to the side. Had First Killer been diving across, it would have been yet another goal for the Ultimates. They only have the 1-goal lead past the halfway mark of Game 3. Deleted have looked a lot better as a unit from that first game. They have recovered well. Still very much in this game. They drop this one. It's going to be a hard press to find them getting back into this series.
What just happened?
Everybody lets this one go by, and LJ's going to line one up, and Andy read the play well.
Wavy kind of fooled himself because he thought First Killer was going straight for the ball, and he didn't have a ton of boost, so he's thinking, all right, I'm going to 50 First Killer really quick. First Killer just like, cool, I'm going to the wall. Now you look goofy. That's tough. You think you finally get the read, you feel like you just need to jump on every aerial 50 possible to actually break through this Ultimates team, and when you do, First Killer, he's playing chill right now. Almost impossible to break through, but some flashes still, Stacks. It's just 1-0, feels a lot like 4-0 from the first game.
And they still could get there too. We've seen this team, the Ultimates, score in bunches. LJ outlet to First Killer. Wavy's in the way this time. Deleted have cut that off quite a bit. Gyro running ahead, trying to clear the way for Andy, and LJ right at his own goal line in the air makes the save into the final minute. Ultimates will look to double their lead courtesy of First Killer. That goes off the post. LJ under the bar, and it's 2-0.
Great save from LJ to start for sure, but First Killer gets this carry. Make sure that the ball gets into a playable spot. You see him make
2-0. Well, it's looking like they're going to close out this series.
He doesn't care where the ball goes. He doesn't even care if it goes in or not.
It's going to be a sweep.
He just cares that it bounces back to the top of the box, giving LJ a chance to shoot it. Great 50 from First Killer, and a great series from Ultimates. And showing you that Stacks, this LJ Chronic First Killer team is so good. Truly a team that I think will continue to compete against this NRG squad. I don't think their win against them in Open 3 was any kind of one-time thing. Beating teams like Deleted the way that they're beating them right now, it's exactly what you see from teams like NRG, where they don't take anything from you. They just let you give it. They just let you give it. And first killer, he's giving a whole lot
Just like that, 3-0.
He's had one heck of a series.
Man.
Remember last year around this time when we saw, you know, like K-Corp struggle in the spring, and we're like, oh, well, you know, you don't see, you know, elite teams don't have those breakdowns like the old G2 now, NRG. And we're seeing that from the Ultimates now as well. They have joined that level of the Pantheon in North America, and dare I say the world, as time hits 0, and Ultimates are 1 win away from advancing to Sunday.
That was a beautiful game from one perspective, and an ugly one from another. Depends what fan of whose team you are. For first killer, though, I mean, there's a reason why Gibbs is first killer's #1 fan. I'm 1B. I'll let Gibbs have the honor because of tenure, but regardless, man, Ultimates are just so clinical in these games, and that hasn't always been the case on first killer-led team stacks. We talk about that, and first killer not being able to look just far and away better than everybody else and consistent. They're now that type of team. Excited to see more of the Ultimates when they play the likes of NRG later on.
You know, when I tell you that first killer more often than not this season has been the leading scorer when a series wraps up, you know, it hasn't surprised you in the past. Of course, he's had to be out of necessity in a lot of cases, or even if he hasn't had to be, he certainly has believed that he did. And I think that now you look at having a guy like LJ alongside, and the way Chronic is playing this season especially, there's a lot more trust in his teammates than I think first killer has ever had in his career. And you're seeing that now. You're seeing first killer passing the ball more and still getting his, and that makes this Ultimates team triple deadly.
Now if you're deleted, you just start chucking things at the wall and see what sticks. You start turning the cam off, and you really do try to just start deleting people. Maybe tried to delete first killer earlier and ended up getting demoed somehow. So the demos, the bumps just have not been effective or even existent before deleted. You talked about them averaging 7 demos a game. Yeah, that doesn't include all the bumps or failed demos that they may have gotten. There's been absolutely none of that here against the Ultimates.
There's Fofer and Wavy averaging over 3 a game coming into today. And not nearly as many this time around out of Wavy and deleted as a whole. And I mean, they've been fighting for their lives. They don't even have time to think about demos, really. There's been a few, not enough to make a difference. It almost needs about 20 a game to make a difference against this team.
You just need
Game point. Let's see if Ultimates can just sweep deleted gaming.
Ultimates 20 times and scored no goals.
It's kind of gonna look. It's looking like that.
I don't care about the quantity. It's impressive that you could have.
I thought deleted would have gotten at least 1 or 2 wins.
Teams might fall to absolute pressure like that, but the quality of your demos matters so much more when you're playing a team of this caliber. And I mean, they're showing you that it's even hard just to demo them at all, as we've been talking about. This is about the most possession we've seen on it deleted. But look at how they move the ball around. It's not into safe spaces. It's always in hard touch with a lot of space between your teammates. And it's just difficult because one player's trying to go get boost and play the ball at the same time. Nobody's in position and ready.
Just like that.
So you're constantly playing from your back
1-0.
And if you've ever boxed in your life,
My man,
constantly being on your back foot is not fun, and you're going to get knocked out.
Chronic adding his 4th goal as the beat continues on here for the Ultimates. 4 out of Chronic, 4 from first killer. He's also got 5 assists, which just does not sound like a first killer stat line at all. You expect the goals. A little A is next to it. Okay.
What are you talking about? He was like top 5. He was like top 5 all last year in assists and goals. I'm almost positive. I might need the direct stat check on that. I'm pretty sure 2024, 2020. Yeah, first killer's like, he's not just the potatoes. He's not just the steak snacks. He's the whole plate, bro. He's the whole dinner. You can't sit here being like, oh, it's not really first. You're selling fake news, man.
There goes Wavy with a chance for Chronic right off the respawn. LJ Can he get down for this? He sure can! And he'll bounce it home!
Oh, why is first killer getting so many assists? Hello, LJ! Off the ceiling, off the backboard, with the reset that LJ gets off the ceiling, and that is a beaut. It's amazing what
2-0.
Have all the space to go, but still
2:30 left.
LJ made that one happen.
It is not looking good for Deleted Gaming, guys. It is not looking good for him.
It's just when you see this team firing like this, you go, how did this team end up in the lower bracket? And that might be a statement of just how good the new space station game is.
Wow.
The deleted net.
3-0. Oh, man.
An Ultimates player had to be right here. Yeah, it was.
That's just painful to watch.
It started with a team bump, too. Wavy bumped Andy back into position. And then he's like, oh, crap. LJ's here. Wavy's like, oh no, I got to avoid LJ. Wait, I'm getting bumped by own team again. And the ball's in our net. When it rains, it pours.
It is not looking good.
Absolutely flooded. And I don't think there's any way to drain it for Deleted. Dominant performance through and through.
Damn, 4-0.
At this point. I don't know what else to talk about.
This is just absolute destruction.
This has been, again, you're looking for signs of weakness if you're the underdog.
This is worse
like,
than the Rebellion 9 Lives game.
Like, okay, what can we rely on? Nothing. Ultimates gave Deleted absolutely nothing to draw any hope or inspiration from. You had the very early goal in Game 2, and that has been the only goal in this series for Deleted Gaming.
The JV perfect sweep, at least if the scoreline here holds. I mean, it's still something like the journey that First Killer's been on throughout the years. I think I talk about it more than Gibbs at this point, but like he doesn't have to carry the whole game anymore. It's amazing to see the Ultimates really come to form after they added LJ, an absolute threat to be the top dog in North America. And like you said, with how dominant they look in this game, makes you a little more excited to watch this new space station team as well. The top of North America shaping up to be a really fun one to watch.
Well, we will see that team very shortly. Minute 8 left here. Another 5 spot dropped by the Ultimates. They scored 5 in Game 1, and they've still got a minute to do even more damage here. LJ trying to get the flip reset, and there's no mercy being shown at all by the Ultimates. They're not just kind of going, all right, yeah, let's take the foot off the gas now.
He's got killer in his name.
Let's get as many as we can. Let's put D-Rex
another one? Oh, I
here.
thought that was about to be another one.
The rest of this series, pop one up for LJ. There's no way he can actually get around on this. Is there? No, as Andy sends
What's up, Potato? How you doing, buddy?
Pin shot, just a little slow.
Dude, the Ultimates are cooking right now.
That little play right there is kind of encapsulated Deleted's whole series. Not close, pretty far away. The rest of the tournament, Ultimates.
The Ultimates are cooking. But how's your Saturday going, buddy?
Set it far past NA Open 4. I'm thinking about that embarrassment that K-Corp handed to them. Not just them, but K-Corp embarrassed everybody in Birmingham. No doubt they want another
it's going.
And First Killer.
Another one.
LJ.
Jeez.
It's just another step on the ladder on the journey to Raleigh.
Well, obviously the Ultimates swept this series.
11, 13, 16 to 1.
Damn.
This series for the Ultimates.
Deleted has only scored 1 goal out of 4 games. That is actually like, Jesus. They just got destroyed.
Into Championship Sunday.
I can't really derive anything from that match and say, like, this is the reason why Ultimates will, you know, beat NRG or not lose to Space Station this time. Because I got absolutely nothing about weaknesses or anything from that. Ultimates looked like they were playing 2 ranked tiers above in that series, and well, that's just how it goes, Stacks. Easy 4-0. Next up.
Yeah, and next up will be the loser of one of our next couple of series here. It still feels weird mentioning that this team is in the lower bracket. I think they've taken all of that personally here as the Ultimates Score early and score often.
Let's see,
and
who is
outscore
in
Deleted
the
Gaming
next
16-1 in a 4-0 sweep.
Let's see the bracket. Looks like we have Complexity and Space Station Gaming here coming up. Yeah, Chronic was cooking. I swear, he's one of my favorite players. I feel like he's so underrated. But this last season and this season, he's been doing work. I feel like he finally found like a solid team, and it's like showing how good of a player he actually is. Well, we gotta watch some ads.
There's a reason they don't call them clean bikes, am I right?
Yeah.
Because it's dirt bike.
Gas stations. Whew.
You gotta start at
I
the
just went
top
through
and work your way
jar
down.
of Nutella.
You want me to do yours next? Oh, you're
Well, I
from
hope it was
Oklahoma.
good, bud.
They have to fill
man.
the silence.
The bathroom code's 9914.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Look at this hot rodder!
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that jar of Nutella. But I will be streaming later, Potato. I'll be doing some matches. I also have a scrim later at 5 p.m. my time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm debating if I should stream the scrim, because I actually think I'm going to be playing in it, because I think I have to sub in. Who are we playing against? Hold on, let me check the schedule real quick. No, you didn't. Send me the clip and we'll see. Send me the clip and we'll see. But it did not go in. He saved it. Interesting. Wait, do we not have a scrim today? What the hell? Hold on, I don't see a scrim on the calendar. What the hell? I'm so confused. Oh, I need to edit my profile on here too. Dang. With Baki's mod, you can get a profile picture. Wait, what do you mean? Like in game? Yeah, in game. Oh, I got you. Ah, maybe I'll have to do like a little profile picture or something. It's a plugin. Gotcha. Yeah, maybe we'll have to do that. Wait, I don't see the scrim on the schedule. I'm so confused. Yeah, what the hell? I did not see this scrim on our schedule. Trying to clarify with the team if we actually have one or not, because I don't see it on our calendar, but we'll see. If we do, I most likely will stream it so you guys can see a team scrim. But I'm not sure that we have one. I'm super confused.
A systematic annihilation of Deleted Gaming here. The Ultimates put up 16 goals, only allowed 1 in 4 games. The series was basically over as soon as Game 3 started there. The Ultimates looking in peak form going into Championship Sunday. I'm joined by Chronic. First time I'm getting to talk to you, Chronic, since Birmingham. I'm really curious. I gotta ask. I'm sorry if this
plugin is RL.
What is it like playing against
Gotcha.
You know, I mean, they were pretty gross. They definitely like take us out of our game plan in that major final. You know, we got swept. Definitely wanted.
We'll see. I might do it, might not.
I think we also played.
I'm not really too worried about profile picures in Rocket League, but
I don't think we played our best, and they were also very hard to play against.
I see. And, so, and what was this month like then? Coming off of that moment, obviously that's a hard moment to deal with. You get so close, and then drop it at the last moment there. You have a month to prepare. Did the month feel longer because of that? Like, how did you use this time to prepare for split number 2?
The break was pretty nice. I mean, we talked a lot after our loss to them, kind of knew what we wanted to fix going into the split, so just tried to implement that into our scrims and practice and improve for this split and hopefully make the major and do well there again.
I appreciate that. Well, I'm curious, for you, if you could wave a magic wand and change all of esports, what's the right balance between prep time and tournament time? Do you like having these longer breaks?
Yeah, I do. I think the longer breaks are nice, even just to like chill and take a little break from the game, not play,
I'm so
or have to worry
lost.
about RLCS
I have
for
no
a little
idea
bit.
if we have a scrim or not, and
nice.
I can't see it.
For sure. Well, it obviously paid off here. You guys looked in peak form today. Tomorrow, you will face the loser of Genji versus NRG. Who do you want to beat first thing on Championship Sunday?
I don't really care who we play. I would assume NRG win that series, but Genji have looked good so far, so maybe they could pull off an upset.
Awesome stuff. Well, hey, Chronic, I don't want to take any more of your time. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right, the Ultimates are through to Championship Sunday. Deleted Gaming will make their exit here. We will see them play in open number 5. I mean,
wait. So I'm going to cut in real quick. These guys just dominated a 4-0 series. Chronic's like, all right, get to do this great interview.
Oh, am I just doing the wrong
freestyling
filter
on them.
on things?
And you're like, how'd you lose to K-Corp so bad? Like that's
I know.
like I did that. Chronic's coming in, and he's like, I want to celebrate this victory. We're looking great. And you're just like, no, we got to go back and talk about you got dumpster.
No. Okay, I wanted to ask. You're right. You're right. My apologies to all the Ultimates fans out there. It's a disrespect. I mean, but what am I gonna do? Turn around and be like, yeah. So tell me about goal number 13 you scored against Deleted here.
That was.
What is it that FDOT used to say? This is esports, so we interviewed the loser, and Wavepunk had to wait several weeks to interview the loser.
I gave him a month to deal with his emotions right there. I was sitting here, I was like, I'm gonna interview Chronic. I'm like, what question do I want to ask him? I'm like, I want to know, what's it like to play against Karmine Corps? They're like, and it was, I think, very interesting to hear that he was like, that was us not living up to them. That wasn't Karmine Corps just that much better than the rest of the world. We could have done better. It's a long day on Championship Sunday for them there. But yeah, a pretty impressive win here. And interesting to hear from him, Stacks, how he appreciates the longer break. And it definitely shows off if this is how good they're playing after a month-long break.
Yeah, they lived up to expectations today. He goes off for 6 goals, 4 assists. LJ had 6. First Killer goes 4 and 7. Yeah, you mentioned it. Just a systematic annihilation. And if anybody was looking for a sign of weakness from this team, like, okay, you get the high of competing on the world, or on the international stage in the grand finals to, okay, now you're playing back in your little NA sandbox. No, there's no let off the gas at all. And again, I think it comes back to that SSG team that beat them might actually be that good.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and chat, hey, I just want to let you know, if you're ever watching a match and you're like, I've seen this before, I know where this is going to go, I kind of would like to see something a little bit different, twitch.tv/RLE Esports. You can watch Rocket League from a different perspective than you're used to. You sit with the eggs in the crowd. It's sort of like you're there on game day. Maybe check it out if you're looking for something new and fresh there. Ultimates dominating round 1. Nothing new or fresh about that. We've seen that a million times, and they continue on here. They will play against the loser of Gen G versus NRG a little bit later on today. We'll see them play tomorrow on Championship Sunday. 2 more matches to go here for our Saturday gameplay. We'll see Gen G versus NRG. We're just talking about that to close out the day. But before then, it's time for those Complexity fans I was talking about earlier. They're going to be taking on Space Station Gaming. Fascinating way that this bracket works out here, Gibbs. We had a few roster changes we were talking about earlier.
But
we
had
a match.
2 more series.
The first match of the day was between 2 teams who changed rosters. This one also
we'll see how
SSG bringing in Kofer for Frosty, and then Frosty jumping from that Space Station team over to Complexity here, replacing Raiseball.
And let's not forget a little beef between Frosty and Kofer as well. Frosty, when he was back on Energy, was like the one pro I don't want to see make it to the RLCS is Kofer as well. So not only does he want to beat his former team to prove that he's better, but he also, has a little bit of a small rivalry there as well. So we'll see how it all plays out for Complexity. It was one of those things where we don't know the full story. Maybe they were looking to make a move.
What's up, Bryce? How you doing, bud?
To Sam. So they get a very talented player.
Yeah, dude, I slept in this morning. I slept until 9:30. It was so nice.
Considered
it was
the
much
third
needed.
North America. They were technically the NA
much
4
needed
seed through split 1, but they're looking fantastic. They look good again here. A commanded win versus 9 lives to make it to the 2-0 round, now into the upper bracket quarterfinals. But going up against Space Station, the hype is off the charts, Stacks, for Space Station. The 2 times they qualified, they made at least top 4 through split 1. Everyone expects them to do the same here.
Yeah, for Space Station, adding a guy like Kofer is quite impressive when you look at, when you have to.
Yeah, I didn't go to sleep last night till like maybe 1:30 or something
player.
Like that.
You go, okay,
and then I was like,
somebody that's
I
at least
fell
as
asleep.
Good. And
woke up at like 7 a.m.
so far,
and then I was like, yeah, I need to still sleep in. So I went back to sleep. Slept till like 9:30.
outscored Ultimate.
You slept until 10:23. That sounds lovely.
When they beat them in 4 games. So when you're looking at
sounds
immediate
lovely.
impact and trying to make a value judgment of, okay, where should the hype be? Well, all eyes are going to be on Kofer.
All eyes on Kofer as well as Frosty, the 2 new players coming to the rosters. How do they do in their first main event?
Okay, yeah, we do have a scrim today. It just hasn't been
posted yet. Who you think is going to win? We'll let you know. Who we think is going to win up here. Stacks, who's your pick?
Have a good one, Bryce. Have a good nap, brother.
Again, I go to that
it's a well-deserved nap.
Kofer and Frosty, and you have me pick one. I pick Kofer and I pick SSG.
Okay.
We've been waiting a long time to have like another team to enter the upper echelon.
What do you guys
of North
think?
American
You guys
Rocket
think
League, and I think
complexity
Space Station has the chance to do that. I don't know if it'll happen this weekend,
or
but I think
SSG?
it happens over time. And I think
What do you
Space
guys
Station
think?
is the better team today, so I'm picking that.
I mean,
Okay,
I'm
also picking Space
Gaming.
Station here. I think it is
Kind of hoping
maybe
that they win.
narrowly a better upgrade for Space Station, but again, it's gonna wait to be seen. These are new players, and how they're gonna settle in
We'll
over
see.
time is gonna be the question. We gotta play the matches to
shall
get
see.
that settling underway. So let's make it happen here, folks. Space Station, the clear favorite
Yeah,
on this one on the desk, as
Complexity
well
is a
as
good
in the
game, or a
chat,
good
but
team as well. They
is
got
not
some
going to
really
be
good
as one-sided as that
people on their
result
team,
might
but
make it seem here, folks.
I don't know.
Space
I don't know
Station
how
on one
this
side,
one's gonna go. I
Complexity
think
on the
this is
other.
gonna be a
Let's
good
rock.
match. The first two matches of the day, or series of the day, have been absolute blowouts. I mean, Rebellion against 9 Lives. Rebellion got dominated. At least they won one game. But then freaking Deleted Gaming, they literally had one goal throughout the entire series. So 1 goal in 4 games. That's just, they got dominated. But I don't know, SSG, Complexity, let's see if we can have a better game here. More of a battle. Hopefully go to champion field. I am rooting for SSG though.
The main stage under the lights of the field here, and of course now in a best of 7 setting, the longest they've had to endure this weekend so far. But I mean, like you said, and everybody has said, Jorby, Complexity lost one of the greatest players in North America that this roster's ever seen. But for them, I mean, they don't look too different off the rip.
I mean, Frosty is probably one of the best players
Alrighty.
picked up to replace Ray's Bull. CRR and Diaz. Diaz more and more is kind of taking the forefront of this roster, so Complexity not a roster to be slept on at all. CRR actually has a Frosty.
Yeah, I'm hoping
free jump,
SSG
but
wins, to
Reveal
be
gets
honest.
A nice push down the field. For Space Station, I mean, the most impressive thing for Kofer is where he's sitting at the top of stat lines across the board. He was last split 2nd in goals per game. He was #1 in shot percentage in North America, and also pretty high up on that list when it comes to shots per game. So he's an integral part of the offense.
All right.
Just helps Scribbles and company do that much more.
First goal of the series.
I mean, it's just
SSG
taking
taking the lead. 1-0 for
right? The
Lab.
fact that the ball even got into that half so quickly, great shout for SSG, but Scrib getting the double off the back, putting his foot down, letting Complexity know
hit
this
my
is
microphone.
not a free game whatsoever. They are still themselves a mechanical, and Kofer with a shot of his own off that backboard. CRR, a little bit of a better save. Race to this ball, gets beat out by Reveal, takes his time. Kofer behind him to try and follow, but Scrib's the one to go up next. Was the look down and the patience from
What a
Kofer
pass.
that gives SSG their
2-0, 3:43 left. Man, I really hope this series is not another blowout. That would actually be kind of upsetting if all games today are just absolute sweeps and blowouts. Like, I do want SSG to win, don't get me wrong, but at least I want to have a good series. I don't want it to just be like 4 games and done. That's always boring. It's like the equivalent of watching the Super Bowl and one team scores like 50 points and the other team only scores one touchdown. Come on. It's got to be a battle.
Not just on the ball, but also loving those demos. He averaged 3 demos a game last split, which was best for first in North America. So there's lots of things to like about that Space Station roster for sure.
2 minutes into this one, a couple resets forward. It's pretty much
gotta be a
just
battle.
been a nice attempt of shots towards this net for SSG. They've had a lot of control in this one. One of the fewer moments that Complexity's been able to break out. Diaz tried to slow it off, but Reveal better read off this. CRR pass 1, too slow. Those Scribbles up to Reveal. Reveal enough to make the double,
almost a
but
dunk.
not on target. Unfortunate, but good patience. And Space Station, I mean, they just honestly look like the more cohesive and cleaner team.
Gotten those clean chances. It just comes off of Scribbles playing a really great solo effort.
What do you guys
on
think?
that first goal that he had.
You think
Good
Complexity
control
can
and then that second
make
one,
some adjustments,
again,
do something
utilizing
here?
his mechanics off the backboard.
Is it going to be a battle of a series, or is it just going to be a blowout?
By and large for Space Station. Now, all Space Station have to do is lock them down. Diaz faking the touch, couldn't really do much more. be a chance for CRR. He's got lead on the ball. Wins the next 50, beats Scrib on it. That one has to be on target, but denied by Reveal. A pot shot that has no chance of going in. Scrib had no boost. Diaz trying to shake him off the ball. Frosty underneath, but it rolls up the wall and keeps safety for Space Station. A desperate try there from Complexity to find a goal, and they came away empty.
That is some top 4 defense. Reveal and Scribbles both were in that top 4 for the end of the qualifiers here. And now, on the flip side, trying to take another shot off this one, but Space Station defensively are one of the better teams right now across North America, and it is showing for good reason. Minute 23 on the clock, though. Reveal just trying to dead ball this one. Everybody from Complexity has thrown themselves at this ball, and finally will
there we go. At least Complexity got one. 2-1. We might have a game. We might have a series. I'm hoping it's a battle. I don't want it to just be a blowout. I do want SSG to win, but I don't want them to just completely dominate. I mean, the last 2 series were just shutouts. I mean, Rebellion did win 1 game, but 9 Lives destroyed them, and then obviously deleted in the Ultimates. Ultimates only allowed 1 goal the entire series, that's kind of insane.
He loves to be making plays with his mechanics. He wants to be the guy. That's what he tried to be on Space Station a lot of times. I think for Frosty, his growth on this team has to be a little more team-oriented and a little more disciplined in rotation. And if he can find that, I think he'll find CRR and Diaz extremely valuable teammates. Complexity have been able to hang on to the ball this last minute. It's just actually getting this on frame will be the difficult part. CRR there. That will give you a little bit of consistency. Diaz dives back with no boost. Hanging up high, gets the demo. Complexity, though, could not find a way in. Frosty shot off and away. Space Station hanging on to the lead.
Got 18 seconds to find
18 seconds.
Here comes Reveal.
Let's see if Complexity can tie it up. Maybe go OT. Have a little bit of a battle.
Clear here gives a little bit of room, but it's immediately pinballed back. Scribbles taking his time. 4 seconds on the clock here in the air pass.
I know we're only game 1, but what do you guys think? Predictions. You think SSG is just going to take it? Is it going to be a sweep? Is it going to be a battle? SSG takes game 1, which I am happy about. At least it wasn't like 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. Yeah, SSG is going to take it. I do hope that Complexity wins at least like 1 or 2 games. Like, I want it to be an interesting... I mean, I would love it to go to game 7, to be fair. But I hope it's like a bit of a battle of a series. Honestly, if this ends up being like a shutout, I might just end the stream, or I might just like hop on Rocket League and stream Rocket League instead of watching the last series, because if they're all gonna be shutouts, that's just kind of boring. I need some action. I need a battle. Otherwise, I'd rather just play.
Just life circumstances and how life goes for a player living overseas ends up that you have to make a move, and now you have to kind of like rebuild some synergy. CRR and Raiseball have played together for such a long time, and with Diaz as well. I mean, this is an interesting roster, not just from a gameplay standpoint, but also from a personality and nationality standpoint. And how do you make those things fit together and build that synergy as a team? This is something Complexity is struggling with as well, the things you don't see on the field.
Yeah, this is a really, again, it was one of the more interesting moves because
I mean, I'm down because I'm waiting for you to start a private match.
Right?
I'll probably start a private match soon.
Really have a choice. You're not going to force somebody to stay where they aren't happy.
I mean, not soon, but
like,
after this series. If it's a blowout, then I most likely will just hop on and stream for a little bit.
But a lot of it is kind of like, all right, you almost have like a new bull, right? Very uncontrolled, very undisciplined, incredible, but can you get him to play your way? Because Complexity is one of the more like, we have a plan and stick to it kind of teams, where Frosty was very much used to, hey, we're almost in a free-for-all mindset, and it just sort of works sometimes.
Now, I thought Complexity, second half of that game with the
okay, yeah, we do have a...
And they might have an opening here. CRR, protect that ball. Space Station.
We do have a scrim today.
Good job from CRR. bit of a bump. Reveal's having trouble getting back.
Who are we playing against, though?
Complexity having trouble actually getting this ball out of their own half.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
This is the flick.
Let me see the calendar.
Because Reveal's got the shot, and not a good shot either. Easy for CRR to make the save.
Wait, why did it go to me?
Another 50. Give himself some space in the breakout. Frosty bounced back to himself, gave him a chance. Diaz and CRR lined up here. CRR starts.
Well, it looks like we do have a scrim today, guys. So I will be most likely streaming the scrim later on. Most likely SSG will take it, but hopefully Complexity does something to make it more interesting. Yeah, man. Did you watch the first 2 series, Pig? My favorite RLCS player is that one person that freestyles in RLCS. I mean, I feel like a lot of people do. Did you watch the Ultimates versus Deleted Gaming Potato? I mean, the Ultimates, since they were destroying at one point, like they pretty much were freestyling on them just because they were dominating.
But for now, Space Station continue to stay on defense.
Gotcha, yeah. I watched a little bit of it, not all of it, but I do kind of like watching these series. Hey, Complexity starting out with the first one. First goal.
Crazy power to make that play.
Reveal is heading up. He saw the touch from CRR. Gave him the respect for it, but he's first on the ball there. Everybody else was on the opposite side, rotating back. That was after
like I never like always watched esports and stuff like that, but I mean, since I've started streaming Rocket League, I've actually been tuning into RLCS and like watching them time to time. It is kind of cool to watch. I feel like too, because like don't get me wrong, I love sports, I love watching football, everything else, but I kind of like how like rapid this is. Like it's not like one game over like 3 hours, but it's like a best of 7 series and it's pretty quick. And then there's like multiple teams playing in one day rather than, I mean, obviously football Sunday, college football, all that, you can watch them all day long, but just in general, like the time frame of having multiple teams, multiple series, different matches, kind of like it.
Almost immediately gets lost, but of course, having the resource advantage allows Complexity to break into that half there. They are going to try and take a shot. CRR floats this one out to Diaz. Diaz shot on target. Scribbles in the tank. Enough to send it out. Second shot still headed towards that net. They're not going to stop trying here. But that top 4 defense of SSG.
So what do you guys think? Should we continue the watch party after this series and watch the final match for Gen G and NRG? Or after this series, should I just hop on Rocket League and start doing some private matches and viewer games and shit?
And that was to a smoke screen. Ball falls right back down to him. Another pot shot. Kofer takes that away. 1 second. It looks like Space Station are going to break out. And the next, CRR's creating a play out of nothing. Now Space Station, Kofer trying to give it back to Scrib, but Scrib landed in the corner. No passing play.
Are we bored with RLCS? Do we just want a game?
Chucks it downfield, and Complexity starting to lose that composure.
Or do we want to watch and close this out?
Trying to get possession of this one, and a nice little
right?
back touch there.
I'm like, if this ends up being a blowout, like if Space Station scores, they take this game, they take this series pretty quickly. I low-key might just say screw it and then just start gaming and doing some matches.
But Kofer gets another solid touch. There's been several here, Hercules, where Kofer stops the bleeding quickly enough to help the rest of his team get boosted up and get back on offense. Someone's got to touch the ball here.
Yeah, there's no follow-up that's coming in quick enough for this to turn into an actual play. It's like you said, it's more like you're doing something to stop the bleeding, but are you actually healing your wound? And right now the answer is no. Kofer low boost sends this down, maybe, and yes,
1-1.
the answer is yes. It's not a
34 seconds left, plenty of time. Plenty of time.
34 seconds into this.
Yeah, Kofer got vertical. He started, that ball didn't have a lot of height on it. Boost straight up into it. It doesn't get away from him. It's a great touch to follow up on it. You saw Diaz. He's going up. He doesn't have any boost. And when you're trying to go up with no momentum, you got no boost. Good luck winning that 50. Kofer.
Ooh, Complexity has. Oh, that was an opportunity. They could have won right there.
As Space Station slowly turned the table on Complexity in this game. Frosty got bumped out of the way. Script could buy time. Kofer needed it. He was on the opposite side of the midfield. Diaz, though, comes down with it. CRR right with him in stride, picking up every single pad, trying to find a bumper, a demo, or anything. But now Frosty's left to defend against Kofer. No boost. An easy stop. Maybe headed to OT unless Scrib can create a little bit of magic. 50 goes right down to Frosty. Frosty wants to play ball. Nope, they do not.
All right, OT.
We're going overtime.
Who's going to take it? Who's going to take game 2?
Pressure situation. 1 goal ends it all right here. Frosty over to Diaz. Pops this one up. CRR tried to get the beat on reveal, but he won't. Instead, it drops down almost to Kofer, but Diaz got a catch out. Woo. Oh, and the demo.
Oh, wow.
But CRR, he played as far back third as he possibly could, and that is a corrective mistake on Complexity's defense that I'm loving to see, because sometimes they get caught out in the worst possible time.
Oh my God, that could have been an opportunity.
Frosty tries to use the mech. CRR was hoping for a different 50. Recorrects himself. That's a great adjustment from CRR. Steals the boost. Drop off to Diaz. He gets bumped out of the way. Just when you think, again, Complexity, they're holding on to the midfield. Diaz opens the case, but Frosty approaches the play too quickly, and he ends up taking himself out of the equation. Reveal going downfield, but there's no ball. Scrib loses to Diaz. Reveal turns quickly into it. Diaz flips it away from
shot.
Ooh. Too weak. Scrib comes up with an easy save. Diaz underneath back to CRR. Wins the touch, but Frosty, there's too much in front of him.
Oh, man.
To take the risk, he would have ran into Scrib, and who knows what would have happened.
Well, at least this game's more of a battle
The amount of pressure that
than any of the other games I've seen today.
The two of these teams too, Jorby, it's just high, and it's intensified with every second. Scrib around 1, CRR to slow it down, and at all points in time, both of these teams usually have 2 players with resources, and 1 person is nearing 10 or below. That one dangerously across the net here. 1 up. Kofer's gonna try, but CRR has the time and the space. Dribbles is up next. No, he's gonna get past 1. Reveal's gonna send it out. Diaz,
dang, Complexity brought it in. 1-1. All right, guys, we might actually have a series. We might actually have a series, which would be nice.
Steals the boost and the ball, drops the ball off to a fully boosted CRR, who is now just playing the ball past a boostless Kofer. That's who Frosty stole the boost from. And then you saw how it tied up his 2 teammates. Scrib and Reveal get caught on the near wall together, and that makes it easy. CRR knows, all I have to do is just sit behind this ball and wait for one of you to call it up.
It would be nice if this goes to game 7 and it's not a blowout like the other games. But hey, 1-1. I mean, it's already looking better than every other series that's been played today, so not too shabby.
And this team, with Frosty, I have to say, Frosty has found himself some more discipline on this CRR Diaz roster. It's one of my biggest criticisms of him when he played for Space Station. But I've seen the discipline out of him in game number 2. It helps give Complexity a win here. CRR playing well as well at the top of the scoreboard. 3 saves and 2 assists, 6 shots. Man, it's all over the place.
I'm sure there also was a conversation had, you know, when Frosty was in contention for this spot, amongst others, that, you know, they said, hey man, you know, we feel like you could slot in very, very well, right? You have comparability to Raise Bull as far as, you know, how intensive you play, how mechanical you are. However, we are very composed. CRR and Diaz and Raise Bull back when they were a trio, one of the most solid teams out there as far as, again, you gotta
all right guys, game 3.
There is no veering off and having, you know, the Frosty show. This is Complexity.
Anybody's series at this point.
Frosty almost maturing in a way a little bit on this team is really showing, hey, there is a world where Complexity, you know, holds their top 4 contention because of what
anybody's
Frosty
series
is
at this point.
CRR's touch quality today has been excellent, and definitely the biggest factor for me for Complexity. Plays where you thought Space Station were gonna break out, and CRR just stops it dead in its tracks with a perfect controlling touch. That's where CRR at his best, man. He's just so deadly like that, and now he's got a complement of Diaz and Frosty with him to help take advantage of that as CRR. Look at that. Perfect touch to follow it up. You couldn't ask for much better in a tight spot, sitting on the near wall, and you catch it like that and get the follow-up 50. That's stability.
It's going off the backboard, a little scrimmed redirect on
and
back
SSG. Okay, I was about to say SSG was keeping that pressure.
It scribbles, sends it to Reveal. Minute into this one, we are scoreless. Demos on the back ends, attempted passes towards an open net. It's a little bit of an awkward shot just because Complexity was completely low on boost in that moment, and SSG recognized it. They just set the ball upfield and are continuing to try and play this one touch at a time. The script gets sent down into the corner once again. Complexity playing a very patient, composed defensive line.
Diaz takes the space. Not the greatest touch, follow-up touch though. Bounces away from him. Luckily for him, he's got some backup. Eye on the back wall. Frosty actually gets a follow-up 50 there as well. Complexity get to set it up. Diaz forces Kofer to absolutely smash that ball, and he does, but still free ball. Diaz, he cut in. That ball had a little too much height on it. His initial position, I thought he's going straight up for it. They got a shot, but he was just a little in.
Oh, this could be an opportunity.
Diaz holding the ball. CRR playing the tight angle, but no 50 comes his way, and Space Station break back out.
Man, playing a patient game. Reveal has to call himself off
Oh,
of that
no.
one there. There could have been a follow-up, but unfortunately for SSG, they had both committed to that initial shot. Now Complexity has all three lined up, ready to go. Kofer gonna try and follow up his first touch here. Does get a small angle. He's gonna try to do it twice. He just hasn't quite made connect on it. But I see the vision. Unfortunately for you, Diaz's vision.
There it is. Complexity 1-0. Half the game left. All right, this is actually going to be. This might be a good series. You're back. Welcome back to Toby.
Because he thinks, okay, Diaz, he's going to spin out. But really, Diaz was just put into position, and he slips right through Reveal. That's an unfortunate one if you're Reveal, because you were initially in position, and you think Diaz is going to get bumped, you get bumped.
And now you just got to try and get back into it, too, if you're SSG. Of course, they had a lot of control and stability.
How's it been?
One, but
I mean, the last series was a blowout. Ultimates beat Rebellion 4-0. They swept them, and they only allowed 1 goal the entire series out of 4 games. So it's been insane. But this is actually looking like a better series because they're 1-1 starting out. At least it's more of a battle. It's less boring than the other games have gone today. It's actually a little bit more back and forth.
Complexity have completely locked them down.
The other games were just blowouts, like the other 2 series. So it's kind of like, eh.
Keep this ball away. Kofer trying to give him some space with a demo as well. Diaz overshoots his position, takes the ball away, gives Frosty a chance at it, but he gave it up.
Did you? Nice.
Reveal is still covering. Scrib was also not positioned for that touch. Missed. Might have given Reveal the shot.
Ooh, that was close.
With no boost left, Kofer still has a chance though. Avoids the bump. Frosty sitting on the near post, gets the touch. Space Station, this is the most offense they've had in about, what, 9 minutes? And still finding the frame is difficult as they come around the corner. And CRR says, come and screw this ball away from me. Scribbles, he's got the screwdriver. Unfortunately, couldn't hold it in hand.
Diaz is going to try and take a little bit of a shot here. Kofer in net, keeps it out. And I got to commend Complexity defensively. Like,
how was it there, Jacoby?
SSG's able to break
Did it feel weird? Did it go good? Was it like a short or is it like a long form video? Dang, Complexity 2-0. Okay.
To be the one to do that play, the drop down, the
video,
catch,
nice.
And his time, there's no stopping him. He looked so comfortable.
Did you already post it, or are you going to be queuing it up for like another day soon?
Right there.
Oh, you already posted it? I'll check it out after when I switch over to play games.
Some nice soft touches to give himself one good powerful shot because he still needs it. He can't rush it. Instead he slows it down, takes his time. It was perfect to the top shelf. Complexity.
Dang, looks like Complexity is going to take game 2. We have a series on our hands here.
Space Station are getting hungrier and hungrier.
I like it. At least it's not a boring series where somebody gets swept. I'd rather it be more of a battle like this.
After the Bulls exit and take the lead in the series.
Nope, it was definitely the right roster move, and of course, yes, it was unintentional.
GG's. Well, Complexity leading 2-1 in the series so far. At least we have a battle. Looks like it's going to be a good series, unlike the first 2 of the day.
Exact way that this roster could have hoped for.
And I still think it comes down to the guy constantly getting.
Even if this is a good series, I'm not quite sure if I'll watch the NRG and Gen G game. I might, but at the same time, I might just say screw it and hop on Rocket League and start doing some matches with viewers and stuff. We'll see, we'll see. Still debating. But game 4 coming up.
The first touches, the quality touches.
Sounds good, potato. But I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go fill up my water. I'm gonna go to the restroom. Obviously, we have the game 4 in the series coming up.
It's cute.
I'll be back here shortly.
Without some hard work in Rocket League, and CRR does a lot of that dirty work for him.
Oh yeah, he is one of the most solid players to, again, allow those two to go up and do what they need to do. And in particular, Frosty, of course, because we all do know he is very mechanical. And this is almost the same light that we saw Complexity in back when RALEIGH was on it. There was just Diaz doing his thing on the back third, just kind of, you know, being solid. And of course CRR as well being extremely solid, allowing RALEIGH to have those pop-off moments that we've seen in so many events. And now they're like, all right, we got another player that has the same capability to do these solo plays. As long as we tee him up and set him up successfully, he should be able to get it in 9 times out of 10. But of course, all that has done in turn is
alrighty, we are back.
SSG. Space Station Gaming have called out their first timeout, Jerby, and I feel like that might be an indicator of, hey, they have lost you know, a grip on the reins. That was the first half of the series.
Space Station can make a few adjustments.
Like I said, outside
take the lead back.
Of the entire match,
but I would not be upset if we take this to game 7.
I do think a lot of that credit does go
Let's
to
have
CRR.
a good series at least.
He's been the stopgap. He's been the beaver dam, stopping the river and helping Complexity grow into what they've been doing over this match. Frosty has been great, sure, but without CRR's quality, it's not there. So if I'm Space Station, I'm thinking, how do I make CRR uncomfortable here? He's the biggest problem that we have to deal with. And you say, well, bumps and demos, sure. Those come as you could get them. You don't want to take too many risks doing that. But respecting CRR and his touchability and expecting that quality, finding ways to shake him off that ball, put some more pressure on Frosty and Diaz to bring that stability. There's been some good plays from Space Station. They were able to put some pressure on at the end of the last game. Now they got to capitalize on it.
Well, we're going to see if they can do that here, or does Complexity work their way towards a match point?
What's up, Jacoby? Why are you saying bruh?
They head on in to this half here, past the Diaz here to try and clean up off the backboard. No double in sight for them, but a quick rotation and a pass over to Frosty. Gets past one, maybe pass reveal. Diaz almost had the time and space, but not the boost.
Diaz gets bumped off that corner boost. A good 50 for
because why?
Again, right there. The touch from Diaz gives CRR a chance. Frosty gets the 50 and Complexity cleared away. Not just forcing the 50 for the sake of it, trying to get that ball back into free space. That shows Diaz's growth as well as a player. Complexity growing quite well. Frosty trying for the bump. He had to really stretch for that one. Scribble avoid him easily.
You gotta be careful on those ones too. Sometimes if you go for it, especially on no boost, you're just kind of throwing yourself out there and putting a lot more pressure on your teammates to perform on the back end. But thankfully for him, he's got 2 very strong teammates to hold down the fort. Kofor no boost means Frosty's touch is gonna keep this in favor of Complexity. CRR continues the pattern, but midline slightly secured down by Scribbles himself, but SSG, even when they have the ball, it's not true, you know, control. It's just kind of here and there touches. Yes, the ball is in the blue half, but nobody's taking a real shot. This is the better one.
There we go. 1-0, 3:28 left. Let's see if Space Station can take game 4. Bring it to a 2-2 tie out of the series.
On that shot, Diaz.
I'm actually enjoying this series so much more than the last 2 because they were terrible.
For sure. You'll take it if you're Space Station.
Well, you might take
shot. Ooh, that was close. There was an opportunity.
No on it, just a bit high out. A better clear. Frosty waited patiently for that boost to come out. I got a little nervous for him, but you know what? Stay confident. Do your
Dang,
thing.
that could have been an opportunity too.
Here in a 1-goal lead for SSG. This one bounces around from their half. Frosty's going to try and center it for a teammate, but CRR's touch keeps it out. And SSG looking a lot better, more so like they did in game number 1 as far as defense is concerned, although Complexity is getting still roughly the same number of shots. They're not they're not as intense.
Yeah, Frosty, look where you're going, buddy. Maybe Diaz was like, take it. I want the boost so you can take the ball. Maybe that's what the comms were.
Ooh, what a freaking shot. That was actually nice. Damn.
A single orange player in his path? All right, this one get through. He lets it bounce, takes it to the backboard. He just
wow.
through the entire team. Reveal's got no
what a
boost.
like perfect placement through pretty much all 3 of them. Yeah, that was clean.
1-1, half the game left to go.
Hell yeah, I'm glad this is a better series.
Reveal got a beat. And SSG back on even playing ground against this.
I like it when it's more of a battle, not just a fucking blowout. Excuse the language, but yeah, I gotta stop cussing on YouTube, or do I?
Cut on that ball there. Still not enough for a pretty decent shot on net. Instead, it's a bit clear out from Scribbles.
Off the ceiling. You see, Diaz, he just stopped. He's like, I'm not even gonna chase
exactly.
that. We'll let Kofer play it. We'll try again.
I mean, my channel, it does say it's not for kids, so
okay, everything's going well.
it ain't for kids.
Kind of forced Frosty off his path. I was on Frosty cam for that. I don't know what the backside of the net looked like. I expected somewhat of a different touch there. Can't shake Complexity's defense enough. And it took
well, per the policy and guidelines, I mean, you can be here if you are a kid, but I'm not doing anything wrong by you being here. You decided to make the decision to be in the channel where it's not for kids.
He couldn't get any height on the shot, and it made it easy for the
oh wow. Ooh, that could have been an opportunity too.
Space Station to hold on to it. Reveal deletes Diaz. Scrib hoping to find Reveal, but he just gave Frosty a chance to buy his team some time. Buy it he will. CRR's the half flip back into position. Opening maybe. Kofer, not a ton of boost. He picked up every pad as he tried to leave the ground supersonic. As Space Station broken. Offensive opportunities are coming away empty-handed, but they're still finding touches. No danger for CRR.
45 seconds left. Who's gonna? Is it gonna go OT? Are we gonna have somebody score before then?
Can't get anything going.
Right now, SSG really got to get it together on this one because Complexity's defense.
Ooh, that was almost an opportunity.
In the last 2 games here, 30 seconds left on the clock. Pass over to Frosty, enough boost and power to make it on target there. But Scribbles' touch has more. He tried hard to make this one. Reveal's gonna go for the double, but 2 up.
I just almost got a quad reset, but for some reason I didn't get the flip. Damn! No pig.
Out of their half. The setter to no one goes back in favor. The triple demo on the back end gives Scribbles enough time to try and weave, but he won't.
That little guys, did you guys just see what he did right there? Something that I've said in a lot of shorts. All you need is a little pop and a tap. That's all he did was tap it. He almost slotted it. Even in RLCS. Even in RLCS. Little pop and tap is all you need sometimes.
And Space Station missed the follow-up touch to actually capitalize on that pressure. Now it's OT, and Frosty has Reveal under pressure. Comes down with the stage. Triple double doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, definitely post it big. I want to see it.
The whole defense on their side of the field. You don't see a whole team elimination that often. But now, start of OT, Frosty tries the delayed flip forward. A little uncomfortable as 2 from Space Station felt like they needed to go. They've recovered. Kofer landing back. Interesting progression towards the ball, but he makes his way back to it. Space Station keep getting stuff. He has to use all his boost here.
Right now, SSG look like they're almost able to get out of their half. They do here, and then immediately get sent back.
Ooh, they could be in danger.
The back pass to the back wall might actually be dangerous as Diaz is over 1 demoed off for his efforts. And 1 minute into this OT, SSG are putting up
it happens, Jacoby. It definitely happens.
Chance for Space Station to stabilize. Kofer the full tank. Had the 50 from Reveal, but too long to try to get that lined up on his nose. Scrib gets a good bounce, fakes it. But nobody was in the area. Reveal was behind Diaz with no boost. Didn't like it.
Oh man, I was about to say that could be dangerous.
But again, you're having to contend with that.
What a 50.
CRR moves the ball around, gets a bump on top of it. Frosty sees the space, takes it, reset, uncomfortable for complexity, an opening.
Damn, that was crazy. My audio just cut out in my headphones, like right when they were going for that, which was nuts.
No to the rule one on the wall, and it's bombed downfield. Space Station want a little bit of space, want a little bit of relief, but complexity.
All good, Pig.
Don't want to give it at all.
Absolutely not. They just want
I'll check it out once it gets posted. Am I subbed to you, Pig? By the way, Jatobi, I subscribed to you, by the way, buddy.
2-on-1. Scribbles is just desperately trying to get a clear out, but instead SSG keep playing to the corner and losing control of this ball. Diaz past one.
Hold on, let me just double check real quick. Pig. Yeah, I am subscribed to you. All right, perfect.
No chance. It's denied off Kofer's car, but that's not going to stop them here. Diaz to the ground.
Wow, what a save. Man, Complexity has had a lot of opportunities on SSG. This is a hell of an overtime, to be honest. Love it.
No chance at a follow-up. Reveal with no boost. Frosty holding the ball. Diaz is getting harassed by Reveal on the back end. And he's got a full tank of boost. Diaz gets to get the catch as well. So all that harassment didn't matter.
Oh no. Oh, that could have been dangerous. Oh, that could have been dangerous too.
Had to avoid a demo. And that avoidance just didn't let him get the controlling touch he wanted. Frosty had to dive back. Diaz, a bit uncomfortable there. CRR only about 30 in the tank, hoping Frosty can find a touch. Diaz wants to go downfield. CRR takes it himself. Diaz waiting for a 50, but he'll never get one as Reveal takes it again in Space Station trying to reload. Musty, a little weak, but Kofer add a little strength and Frosty takes the ball away.
He's still going, no Musty of his own. Instead, it's just off the sidewall, but no boost means no power to center it back. And Diaz tried to send it towards that net, but everything has been wide. The desperation to
Sorry, I'm locked into this overtime right now. This is actually a really good overtime. They've both teams have had really good opportunities and also amazing saves.
Space Station's doing a much better job of winning these challenges in these corners here. Here are knows Diaz is there, took the shot for himself anyway, and Scribbles is the one to take it off.
Space Station, it's a good touch from Kofer and a great response from Complexity to take him out of the play. Otherwise, Kofer had an angle out, maybe could have set something up for Space Station. RR, it's a heavy touch. He goes to the bump instead. Space Station finding ways to get behind the ball. Still, Frosty could be the X factor as Reveal.
Ooh, this could be it.
Kofer, off the ball.
No! If he didn't touch it, I think that would have won it.
Sit there and go, why? How does this keep happening to them?
Oh my god, dude. Both teams are getting such close opportunities. Who's gonna take it? We're almost a full game into OT. No way. Wow, what a play. Damn, Complexity's beating Space Station. Oh no. Can Space Station bring it back? Well, shit, I hope this isn't a reverse sweep where Complexity just wins the next one and that's it. But damn. That was a good game. That was a good game.
Had some great chances.
Not too shabby.
Station, no doubt, are going to be kicking themselves. Kofer, how could you not kick yourself a little bit when you had the game-winning goal? You had the touch, you had to line it up. Someone of Kofer's ability can absolutely hit a shot like
that. Kofer should have made that shot, but at the same time, I feel like if he did not touch it, I think that actually would have dropped in. Because I don't think anybody on Complexity was back. At least back enough to be able to save it.
I think they played a little bit more confidently, but you know, as soon I don't even think it, Jorby, that like the quote unquote like fall down was, you know, Scribbles missing the shot. I think it was the almost own goal. That was a very stressful situation that I think almost puts you in like a
man going into game
like that just happened. I can't even fathom how high his
Complexity leading the series
in that moment. And from there you could tell it was almost, it felt way shakier than it did in the first few minutes of that OT.
Yeah, I mean, Space Station, again, it's like they get one step right, then Complexity kicks them back to neutral, and then they get flung full reverse. and it just doesn't seem like they could get those consistent touches. Complexity are playing a better game right now. The score lines have been close. The overtime was long, but if you asked me, like, was anyone dominant in that game? And it was Complexity. Complexity had the better pressure.
Yeah, that was a really good game.
Hold the ball sometimes,
Complexity did.
But you're not able to starve out Complexity.
Definitely showed up in that one.
We see Space Station starved on defense, having to make
all right, game 5. Game 5. Let's see if Space Station can not lose the series here. They do need to win this game.
The Complexity have played a much better game, and their discipline.
Wow, what a save!
Get to this point, only one chance that Space Station has had that I'd say Complexity truly got away with, the Kofa crossbar. Another demo for Complexity on the backside means no follow-up touch off of reveal.
Right now, SSG, they're gonna try and.
I hope Space Station wins this one, because obviously I don't want the series to win, or just be over. I mean, Jesus, I don't want the series to win. I don't want the series to be over, but hopefully, I would love to see this go to Game 7, at least one of the series today. But it could be, honestly, a 4-1 shutout. Complexity could have done a reverse sweep and just closes the series out.
In the forefront of this game number 5. This first minute of gameplay really still feels like it is just as much in control of Complexity as it was in the past.
You can see Space Station, the discomfort on defense. Kofa going back when a teammate was there on the backboard earlier. Ended up double committing using most of his boost when he was the only player with boost on that progression. Still Space Station have come away from it. Can you get a 50 though? Diaz avoids it easily. Frosty, settle down. Diaz had the ball. Almost had it. Frosty. There's that trigger happy finger I knew was in there. It was gonna come out eventually.
Hey, that's like the learning curve of this though, right? So eventually you're gonna get there, but old habits die hard.
He wants to go. You gotta respect it. Complexity.
Oh, this could be dangerous.
Respect for each other on the pitch. Frosty gonna let Kofa carry that out. He knows Kofa can't go very far with the ball. That low, so he lets it go. Now Diaz off the
What's up, Potato? Did you already do your long form video?
Space Station, do they get the breaks? The RR has to wait. Someone's going to headhunt. He wants a demo as well. Kofa, despite they said a harry of missiles, and not a single one landed the mark. And CRR wants to return.
Nah, bro, I have no ideas. I got you, bro.
Kofa with a good catch. A little bit of harassment. Diaz avoids the demos. Their Space Station trying to get dirty in the trenches.
Oh, Complexity coming out with the first goal. 2:38 left in the game. Man, it might be a reverse sweep. Complexity might be taking this.
Scribbles being cheeky and trying to demo someone in the back end, and he left his teammate in a 2v1 scenario where Complexity went, all right, you guys sent missiles, we're sending them back like Jorby said. Unfortunately for them, 2v1 is gonna give Complexity their shots and their goals. A 1-goal lead into the second half, potentially 2 here as Diaz goes upfield. Kofa wants to slow it down, reset, connect, not past Frosty though, even on no boost. Complexity's midline lockdown seems to be much better in this game 5.
I mean, Hercules, Space Station, they 3-0'd Ultimates.
Yep.
I mean, we just saw what Ultimates did that deleted. Rest in peace.
Fair enough.
But like, what Complexity are doing now is these tough games, these 1-goal games, and NRG fans, or XG2 and NRG fans know it well, is that the team could just be up 1 goal, but never look like it is just 1 goal. And Complexity have made it look like this several times against Space Station, for sure. They're not winning by multiple goals a game.
Minute 35 left. Let's see if SSG can bring it back here. They need to get a goal soon.
There's no one on a follow-up. Scribbles generates the best chance there, but just a pop shot. And now you hope you can get a 50 on Frosty, and they're not even getting a touch.
Oh man, this is dangerous.
Yeah, right now, I mean, Complexity is still holding on to their same play, or similar play style to what they had with Raise Bull.
I'm hoping SSG can do something here. Oh wow, just like that, 2-0. Dang, it is not looking good
Can we just talk about why this
for SSG. Minute 6 left. This is game point for Complexity. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, here you go. Wave dash. This ball's gonna be with pace towards the box.
Let's see if SSG can whip something up here and bring it back.
It was absolutely slow-mo. CRR is disgusting today. If he could play like that every game, complexity would be right up there with NRG for competing for the top of North America. The problem is CRR doesn't play like this every game.
Damn.
But if he did, man,
that was close.
It'd be hard to shake this complexity team off of any team you put them up against. That's the difference, I suppose, is CRR still works towards that consistency. Space Station, by the way, is 3-1. It's not 3-0 if my series score is correct, but really it doesn't change my point at all.
Oh wow, just like that, 3-0. Damn, guys. It looks like Complexity's gonna take this one out. Damn. Another series where only... What is going on with the series today? Rebellion versus 9 Lives. It was 4-1. Rebellion only won 1. I mean, Ultimates just dominated. What's it called? I can't even think of the team name for it for some reason. I know, SSG's losing, which is upsetting, but yeah, Ultimates dominated Deleted. Deleted Gaming got freaking deleted. But now, even in this game, SSG only won 1 in the series, and it looks like Complexity, yep, Complexity just won 4-1. These series have not gone past Game 5. Which is insane.
Beautifully, Complexity Gaming get their first win on Champ Sunday.
Man,
it really is a great showcase on Saturday when everyone's watching. It's like, okay, Frosty, you're a good player. Let's see what you can do.
What do you guys think? Did we watch NRG and Gen G play? Did we see? Did we see how that one goes?
It's a Space Station team that we are not sleeping on.
Or do you guys think it's just going to be another blowout? Should I just hop on gaming so we can potentially do some viewer games? I mean, I will be taking like a small break. You know what? No, we're going to watch it. We're going to watch the last game, the last series of the day. We're going to watch NRG and Gen G. Last series of the day. Gotta watch it. Hopefully it's a better series than these first 3 have been. It has been, man, it's just been like a blowout day. Although the worst was obviously the Ultimates versus Deleted Gaming, because Deleted Gaming only scored 1 goal out of the entire series, which is like, I mean, I don't know if I've seen a worse like shutout than that. Only 1 goal out of 4 games. That's kind of like you gotta rethink a few things there. Definitely an off day, but so I'll be right back, guys. Gonna use the restroom. Game, or I should say series number 4 coming up soon. Last series of the day. We'll see how it goes.
There's a reason they don't call them clean bikes, am I right?
Yeah.
Because it's dirt bike.
Gas stations. Whew.
You gotta start at the top and work your way down. You want me to do yours next? Oh, you're from Oklahoma.
They have to fill the silence.
The bathroom code's 9914.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Look at this hot rodder!
Smoke is scanning to the sky. You can't believe your senses. You think you've seen it all until you open your eyes. I never wanna be alone. This place is cursed. I want you to never leave my side. I run away with you to see some light. When nights is dropping down, we step aside. We dream of feeling something. I want you. I know we.
Can I just start a private match? Not yet, Potato. Not yet. But soon, bud. We're gonna watch the last series. It's the last one of the day. And then I will be going to get a little bit of food. And then I'll be on to do some private matches and stuff. I have my scrim coming up in 3.5 hours. So I'll try and squeeze in like maybe like a handful of private matches, but I'll do like a short private match stream. I will stream the scrim, but I'll probably for like the hour prior to the scrim I need to warm up because I'll be playing against much better players, obviously. Because it looks like one of our team members is taking a bit of a break from Rocket League for a bit, so I am going to be subbing in for the scrim today. So it's going to be interesting. Alright, what do you guys think? Who's gonna win this series? Gen G or NRG? I mean, personally, I think it's gonna be NRG. But again, for the love of God, let's please not have just a blowout series like every single series has been today. It should be a good matchup. Yeah, I think NRG is going to take it.
SSG to take this one down. Chat had them as a favorite, 81%.
Yeah, I can't believe SSG lost
that's
that.
really
That's
cute of you.
actually
We're going
like,
to take this one down. And joining us for, I believe, the first time ever, we got Frosty on the line. First time talking on the broadcast. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us here. What's a fun fact about Frosty the world doesn't know?
It's just wild.
A fun fact.
Yeah. Where's the gamer tag? Frosty. How'd you come up with that?
I don't know. I just like the winter and snow, so I just made it like that.
That's a good one. I like that. Okay. Obviously, beating your old roster comes with a certain
You
degree
can
of
tell this kid
satisfaction.
is so
What
anxious being
went through your mind
on cam right now.
when you found out you were going to face off against
But hey,
SSG
hell of a player,
literally first
Frosty.
match
Hell of a
today?
player.
I don't know. Just excited to play them. That's all.
Yeah.
Man's got the Snoopy blanket.
Was there an extra edge there
shout
for you,
out
or
to
was it just like
Snoopy.
another match?
I'm also a fan of Snoopy.
Series, that's all.
Well, you guys came out strong in that series there. What's it been like settling into Complexity? How have they been treating you?
It's been great. They're all great, especially Brand. He's a great coach, and the other two, Diaz is a little interesting, but they're all great.
I love that. Well, hey, congratulations on the win. We'll get to see you play on Championship Sunday. Quickly before I let you go here, Gen G versus NRG is coming up next. Who do you think's got this one? You think Gen G can do it?
No.
No?
Just
Okay,
damn, just like that. Do you think Gen G can do it? No. Holy shit.
All right, a clean win there.
He's a man of many words.
They walked away with this one. 2 overtime wins. They were able to knock that one down, including a timeout buff. Gibbs, not been a thing today.
Gibbs? Well, I'm here. Wait, Punk, don't you worry about it. Frosty, how's he slotting in on this roster? He's looking pretty good. But man, CRR, to me, was the entire thing that made it work. And Frosty, in his interview, I love how he's got a whole blanket wrapped around him. Because he's apparently that cold, so
he's keeping it chilly. He's keeping it chilly up there. I pulled a Leaf X and I threw to someone who wasn't on the desk. I misread the chat earlier there. Oh man, what a match though. Herc, how'd you feel about it?
It felt really good. I mean, I was very curious what was going to happen to Complexity. Again, they were the one roster move that was like not planned. So it was very interesting to see how Frosty was going to do. And
yeah, I think NRG is going to take it.
I mean, I said it when I watched the interview. I was like, this is the new nonchalant final boss. He's vibing. And I'm curious if like he's the same way on the field. I guess he kind of is in a way, but he's.
But yeah, guys, after this series, I'm just gonna grab a quick bite to eat, and I'll be on for some private matches, and then later today, in 3 hours and 15 minutes, I'll do like a private like viewer game stream for like maybe an hour. But then at 5 o'clock my time, 7 p.m. Eastern, I will be in a scrim. I will stream the scrim.
I kind of wanted to see a little
so you guys can join in on that.
Against Ultimates. They beat Ultimates 3-1. Sent them to the lower bracket, but like outside of the very start of the game where Scribbles made 2 impressive plays to put his team up 2-0, outside of that, there was nothing from Space Station on offense. Kofer, he was quiet. He tried to generate some things, but they were never really on the same page. They were getting starved by Complexity, and that seemed to really like put a wrench through their entire plan. They couldn't gain any momentum when they got onto offense. Touch quality wasn't there.
Pig, you're in Discord,
that's why
right?
I kept singing CRR's praises, man, because there were several times where they could have generated pressure, but CRR gets the perfect touch and stops it, and that's the type of thing you don't see in the highlight reels. And everyone's going to be like, Frosty's the best player on the pitch because Frosty does the crazy mechanical stuff, but Frosty doesn't get the space to do what he gets to do without CRR setting it all up.
Well, I mean, overall on Discord, but are you in my Discord? If you're not, that's just
they would compete to be the best in North America. They'd be right there with NRG if
Get in there.
CRR could be that consistent. I don't know if he can be or not though, because he falls, he goes up. So Complexity, I still got the question mark on you, but Frosty, he looks great.
Well, we'll see Complexity play the winner
I don't see you in
the
the
first
Discord.
match
Man,
of the
get
day
in the
tomorrow,
Discord,
the
bud.
Ultimates, who are taking on the loser of the match we're about to see here on the day. The last one of the day, Gen G, Mobile One Racing, taking on NRG, #1 team in the region by most power rankings here. Gen G picking up the most exciting roster move of the split break here, Herc. We're going to see Justin on the pitch with Gen G here for the first time.
There has been so much talk and almost discourse around this roster move. You either love it or you hate it. There really isn't an in-between right now. Justin back on Rebellion. Didn't quite find the success everybody thought that he would with Two-Piece and Parth. And, well, he replaced somebody who had just started to find success with Cheese and Magic Bear. And unfortunately for Reddles, they decided that after the major, Justin was the move to get them a little bit further in results than they had found in the last 2 years or so. So this will be a really interesting one.
You're
I think,
in? Hell
you know,
yeah.
the
I
point of this
appreciate it,
move,
buddy.
right, is to beat teams like NRG. So this is going to be a very big indicator of where this team kind of is at. I don't think they've had a ton of time to get to where they need to be, but I do think it is going to kind of put a bar at people's expectations for what Justin, well, who's not here, can do. He's like, I don't know if I actually do want to come play this one.
Oh, he's got his Slurpee. He's ready to go.
Hydration. Ready to go. I mean, this is Justin is a player you bring in when you
Thanks,
want
Big. Appreciate you
to
hopping
win,
in.
when you want to knock the top dogs in the region off. I mean, Justin literally back in the day.
I am
brought on
soon
NRG,
going to try and be,
not to try and figure out how to beat North America.
trying to
NRG
figure
was
out the
already
best
doing
approach,
that.
but I
They
know
brought
I
in
need to
Justin
be a
beat
little bit
Europe,
more
who had
active in
been
the Discord
undefeated for so long.
and start
They
doing a
weren't
few
able to quite get
things
it done in
just
the World
to
Championship.
to
That's
start
because somebody
growing it a
scored
little
best
bit
goal of
more.
all time in the process of losing that World Championship. So now
So
here on
hopefully we
Gen
can
G,
get that going
up
soon.
against NRG, former organization he used to represent. And a lot of question marks around this NRG roster right now for me, Jorby. I mean, they had a 11 grand final streak, 12 grand final streak. Man, it's crazy that the number's that high. I can't remember which one it is. But they've now missed 2 in a row. 2 starts to become a pattern here. Really important matchup, I feel like, for NRG here to get back on that #1 undisputed train that they were on for so long here. They've got to come out strong here to begin open number 4.
Yeah, because teams keep making moves to try to get there. Ultimates were the first to really do it in this region, and I think that I love this Gen G roster move. I've been a big fan of Magic Bear for a very long time. I think he has been sneaky good. He's fallen under the radar in a lot of games that Gen G plays, but he was the stabilizing force on this team, and he still is. Everybody finally realized how good this guy was last split when he made Birmingham. Everyone's like, wait, Magic Bear's that guy. And finally, people are on board with it. Now you paired him with Justin. You're taking the pressure off of Cheese. Cheese, who is very streaky offensively, and you pair him with Justin, who's extremely consistent and, again, led North America in goals per game just last split. This guy has been playing for so long, and he's still playing at a high level. If you watch Justin play the game, he is playing the best he has ever played. Just because the results aren't there doesn't mean that individual ability isn't. And now he's on a team that can truly threaten here. And I love this matchup right now. It's proving grounds here for Gen G.
Chat, let us know who you think is going to win. The Progressive Fan vote, #NRG, #GGM1. Let us know who you think. We'll let you know who we think up here. Back and forth. I mean, arguments being made for both sides. I do feel like, Jorby, this is NRG is the favorite on paper. But man, maybe the least favorite for NRG in a long time against anyone other than the Ultimate.
Yeah, you can't ever count out NRG. You know me, one of the biggest Beast Mode fans out there. However, I gotta go with some legacy here. Give me Gen G. I got Gen G taking down NRG here. It will continue. The rest of NA get better as NRG try to figure out how to stop all these teams from adapting against them. We're gonna watch Justin full potential unlocked right here.
Ooh, full potential off the rip in the playoffs. Okay, I'm a Gen G believer, I'm a Gen G lover, but I'm starting to try and become more realistic, and I do think NRG takes this one. However, it's gonna be a little close, and the bar is gonna be set very high for Gen G from here out.
Okay. I mean, I'm just gonna roll with my boy Frosty on this one. I was like, you think Gen G can do it? He's like, no. No.
I'm not gonna lie, that kind of got me too.
That was fine. 4-1. They get one game here. Yeah, NRG. I do think they are the clear favorite. If there's ever been a time for Gen G to prove them wrong, it is right now. And this is kind of a match with everything to gain, nothing to lose in this situation. Because you lose, you still alive on Championship Sunday coming from the upper bracket here. So we'll see
coming up shortly.
Play tomorrow. But a very close one here. Gen G bringing more and more fans and it is split right down the middle on who they want to win. We're split on the desk. We're
We'll
split
see who
in the
takes the
chat.
series.
Are they split on the field? Let's get into the final match of the day. Winner gets to advance straight to the semifinals. Loser has a date with Complexity tomorrow morning, folks. Gen G, Mobile One Racing versus NRG to close out Saturday.
There are some players who, when they change their stripes, everybody takes notice. Justin is one of those players. Game 1 brought to you by Progressive on Manfield Night as Justin takes the field for Gen G against NRG.
And Justin, a world champion with NRG, is going to have to battle against his longtime org that he played with for so many years and had so many great moments on. But now he's got to prove everyone wrong and prove that Gen G can be one of these top teams. And we start off immediately with some offensive power by NRG. A thing we have not seen, Stacks, in a very long time. At the major, 15th ranked offense. Throughout Friday, they only played one match, but they were the 12th ranked offense. They do it with defense first, and NRG is comfortable doing it. I want to see some offense, though, throughout this match.
That's a team that you look at all the firepower there and you think, okay, they're going to light up the scoreboard. No, they smother teams. They suffocate them. They try to kind of choke them out of games.
Yeah.
But you know that they can absolutely go off. Atomic's going to try here. Beast mode in behind him.
Yeah, I hope it's going to be a better series too, Pig. I mean,
and Daniel wisely plays around him.
I think NRG is going to win, but
Beast mode is denied. Here goes Justin right through Atomic, and a chance now for Gen G to maybe send a message early.
And the biggest difference for NRG, I think, this whole entire year is Atomic's been their best player, which is not normal, and I don't think that's generally how they want to play.
Yeah, both teams are stacked, have good players.
On the offensive side, and Atomic is there to just play his role. But he's
I'm hoping NRG takes
it. I think it's because that Daniel and Beast Mode combo has not been working as tightly as it normally does, which has brought their offensive numbers down. So they have to rely on their defense. They can do that all day versus NA teams. It's about they want to win the World Championships, right? They want to take down Europe, and I think that strategy won't work when we get to international play. But I think they will build up throughout the split, maybe trying to convert their defense into offense. But for now, I expect NRG to still play that defensive-minded game.
When we talk about offense in North America, there's Beast Mode with Daniel running underneath, looking to get this one to kick out in front. And Magic Bear didn't have much in the tank. He does stop that rebound opportunity. Another pass out to Beast Mode. He sailed it high, and Magic Bear will sweep that away. Not a lot in the tank collectively for Gen G. They are hanging on by a thread. That's down in the middle. Here goes Daniel, and he scores.
Bang.
This is a great fake.
1-0.
He could have tried for like a
2:42 left.
Top corner, but Daniel calls him off, so he just drives on through. It didn't matter.
Yeah, I think NRG is going to take this one for sure.
Three-man team play for NRG is what you want to see to get that offense going.
And a lot of sustained pressure that just wears down Gen G and finally baits them into that mistake. And as NRG has done so often now, a one-goal lead. Can they make it hang on here? G's denied by Atomic. The point I was going to make about offense in North America, there's only one NA team in Birmingham that finished that event averaging 2 goals a game or better. It was Gen G, and now you take the leading goal scorer from that first half of the season, and Justin, who had to sit out that major, and you add him to this roster, and yeah, the potential is certainly there, and the possibilities seem endless, but you run up against NRG in your first playoff.
Well, we did see on day one that potential was realized. They were the #1 offense. They're the #1 defense.
Hi, dude. I remember you. Yeah, I remember you, Happy Cloud. How you doing? Thanks for popping in the stream. Hope you're having a lovely Saturday so far. How you doing, though?
We'll see if they can keep that offensive firepower going. Magic Bear is actually doing a great job through day #1. He was a great playmaker as energy chance just goes wide. Magic Bear will get the clear. 1.5 passes that led to goals per game for Magic Bear. That was nearly double of the #2 player in all of North America. So Magic Bear doing it with the passing, not the shooting, but he'll take that any day of the week.
You're at a prey? Okay, what do you mean you're at a prey?
The guy on this roster that has probably faced.
Oh, you're at a party. Okay, I was like, you're at a prey?
Questions
Nice. Well, I hope the party's going well. If you're at a party, why are you on in chat? Enjoy the party.
Yeah. For as long as they have in this duo with Cheese, finally being rewarded now with Justin. Is Justin looking for Cheese? That's still available in the corner, but Beast Mode's got it all day. And everybody retreats now for Gen G. You're not going to see many double commits. We saw one that led to that goal a moment ago for NRG, but you're not going to see a lot of miscommunications. That one just goes off the post. Justin's going to try to center again. And Atomic will have that one away, but that one's a free ball for Cheese, and he puts it out of Beast Mode's reach.
Big play here to tie this game up. This is what Energy runs, right? They go
Because I love when you stream. Well, right now I'm just doing a watch party, yeah. But no, I'm going to be streaming later. I'm going to do some viewer games, custom matches, and then potentially also doing, going to be streaming the scrim. We're still verifying if we're going to be doing the scrim today. But hopefully we're on for the scrim. Because I'd like to. I'm gonna be subbing in for somebody if we do play the scrim, so I'll be actually playing in it.
Indirect around Daniel. Beast Mode looking back for Daniel, and that goes right to Magic Bear. Maybe caught Daniel just a bit off guard, and now in the final 10 seconds of regulation, Gen G might try to steal one here. Cheese blocked by Daniel. Justin has Magic Bear way back in midfield. He was retreating with nothing in the tank. Beast Mode gets nudged, and we go to overtime.
This is a big one for both teams. I don't think either has been tested yet throughout this tournament. They both want to begin on a great foot. Obviously, for the underdog, you want them to take it for their morale, but for NRG, they're like, we just want to get the job done, right? We want to speed run this, like that for us, the interview. Just get the job done, low-scoring games, 4 games, let's call it a day, quick overtimes. So, we'll see if NRG can do it. We get some bump plays coming out, but Beast Mode now has the ball with a lot of space. Going off the ceiling, the Magic Bear just floating on defense using his entire tank. Great defensive play by him, but Energy with control, double commit, Magic Bear, great control over Beast Mode, gets demoed out. Daniel will get the catch. We're playing a little midfield game, a little infield pass in there with Atomic. And Energy's finding space all of a sudden. Beast Mode gets a little space, Daniel had a little bit of space, and see if they can capitalize.
But we
said a word there a moment ago. Underdog Gibbs, and you wonder if
first game of the series.
Win this series. Are they looked at as an underdog anymore?
We're in OT.
The statement win that announces their arrival in North America.
Hopefully this is a better series than all of the other series have gone today, because the other series have been shit.
Of course, making a huge difference. He's at the back right now is Magic Bear, met by Daniel. Justin will take over. On target, but nothing behind that, and Cheese is going to be left all alone, and he does stand tall.
Justin on defense, we'll see how he plays. He's going to be that deep third man. Usually how he plays, he'll come up to clean up goals. That's how he scores a lot of his goals, is he waits for the play to unfold, and then comes in at the right time. That's what a lot of the great goal scorers do. Play that good midfield play where they're the last line of defense, and just wait for it. Shot here by Energy goes wide. Daniel will take it up the wall. He's got 50 in the tank. See what he can do. Try and get out to Atomic or go solo. He goes for the solo play, but Justin turns it away. Match.
So who do you guys think's gonna win? NRG or Gen G? Or game 1 of the series? Plenty of gameplay left.
And right now, Energy's threatening. No shot attempt yet, and they do not get one. Gen G does clear.
Now into the 3rd minute of overtime in just our first game. 2 are there for NRG.
You think Gen G is going to win? Oh, man. I think NRG is going to win, but I'm hoping it's a better series than the other ones have gone so far. The other series were just like complete blowouts today.
Into Gen G territory. Now Cheese has Magic Bear to his left, Justin in behind. It is Justin that has to take over, but can't do anything with that ball. The options are there, Gibbs. The idea certainly, but nobody's been afforded much time at all to actually execute.
This is what you expect, though, out of a game with Energy. Long overtimes, 1-1, very low
nice,
scoring.
Potato.
Wait till some small
let me know how it goes, and let me know when you post it, buddy.
To get the goal.
I'll check it out.
That's how Energy's been playing all through split 1. It really comes down to, will a Daniel goal happen where he has space and do it by himself? He's going to try for it here. The double flip reset, air dribble combo into the dunk. It does land in front, but no one is available. Those are the places you want to see out of Energy. But give Daniel space to to just challenge the entire team by himself and wait for the rebound. Good clear attempt here. Atomic will just get back, win that race.
The song is Can't Hold Us. Trying to remember if I know that song or not. Sounds familiar, but I don't recognize it.
Here's a play that spills out to the middle, but Cheese will turn.
I'll probably know it once I hear it.
Neck and neck right now with Energy.
Not seeing a lot of loose rebounds end up in scoring positions. That's going to want to fall down. And Magic Bear.
Ooh, Gen G takes game 1. Oh man.
And this is Atomic. He is the third man. Cheese just destroys him on that challenge. Daniel only had 12 in the tank, and Beast Mode was still rotating back.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay, I know what song it is now. That's all I needed was that one line.
Well then.
I know what song it is now.
Gen G.
Dang, Gen G taking it out. 1-0 in the series. We're going on to game 2. Hopefully we have a good battle this series. Hopefully it's not a blowout.
But they don't actually put the ball in the net, and it just seems so bizarre as we look back at game 1 and we see some of those opportunities, including the one that did go through from Daniel. I just feel like this team should light up the scoreboard, and Gen G held them at bay with 14 saves.
Yeah, that's the one thing we haven't seen really. Is
Thank you, Nightbot. Yes, make sure you guys use my creator code, by the way, if you guys ever purchase anything from the item shop. The support, it does help.
Maybe they thought that was too risky, so they toned it down a bit.
And that's for all Epic games, not just Rocket League, so Fortnite, anything else that you play through Epic.
North America forever, and you expect them like, hey, we don't have to change too much when it comes to regional play. It's more about when we get to that international level, do we change it there? So I don't expect Energy to change it too much here. I think that's a kind of game they like. They want to score in a couple more of those.
All right, first game in the series, Gen G 1-0.
They had a lot of pressure. They
game 2.
Won that game. It came down to one dunk.
Getting ready to start.
Cheese. So we'll see if Energy continues that play style, very cautious play style, worrying about defense first, or will they start ramping it up? Because if Gen G gets going again, the #1 offense on Friday, we'll see if they can ramp it up and put some pressure on Energy early to make Energy play offense.
Cheese just spins that one out, and maybe a little lucky that Atomic didn't just run onto that. He did put the brakes on for a moment, dropped down in front. Justin and Magic Bear almost joined at the hip. They said we wouldn't see a whole lot of double commits from this team. One did cost them, that one did not. And Magic Bear now just screening Daniel off the play, and Gen G will try to just play solid here against the NRG Assault.
So far, defense doing very well for Gen G as we get another big save by Magic Bear. Almost a double commit, but Cheese trusted his teammate the whole way. Let him make the save and then wait for the rebound. It's a great idea by Cheese. A lot of people would jump for that as well because it's so close to your goal line that you just don't trust it. But Cheese, flat-footed, waited for his play to get the rebound out. So very smart plays on defense by Gen G. They're keeping their boosts as well. Their corner boosts, they pick them up more times than not. That's what Energy, I think, has to do is when they are on offense, boost starve them. Like, if you're not going to go for the pre-jump passing play, your next best thing to do is boost starve so they make a mistake on zero boost. But so far, Gen G playing fantastic on that front to keep their boost throughout control.
I think everybody expecting Daniel to get the power clear out of the corner, and say just kind of let it come down, and that's the game within the game. And all these players, so familiar with each other, and you have to kind of keep everybody guessing.
Yeah, hopefully this is a better... Ooh, Gen G coming out with the first goal. 3:17 left. Hopefully this series does not turn into another blowout, guys. I would like to see a battle of sorts. But so far today, it's been blowout after blowout through every single series.
That's what he wants, right? He wants that shot where he's just got to place it with no one in front of him, and he does so incredibly well there. And Gen G up again in game 2, and this one almost spills in as well. Beast Mode just barely gets the hit.
It looked like it could have been disastrous for NRG, falling down 2 goals here in the early stage of game 2. Now Beast Mode setting up Atomic off the rebound, and still nothing through for NRG. They had the first goal of the series. It was Daniel, his first goal of the weekend. And nothing else. Oh, Magic Bear! What is this?
Dang, 2-0.
All you can do is sit
Not looking good for NRG right now.
What a goal. Turns around the ball, flip reset just scoops it just enough into the top left corner. You can't even blame Energy for not jumping for that. You just gotta sit back and applaud that. I hope we saw a few nice shots in there. Man, Magic Bear unleashed on that shot.
Yeah, seriously. What's up, Finny?
We all knew a couple of years ago. Yes, Magic Bear is the truth. Good grief, Justin gonna park it right there.
Finny, all of the series today have been blowouts.
Challenge that ends up towards the net away. Now beast mode right at Magic. Cheese will take
Rebellion versus 9 lives. Rebellion only won 1 game. Got destroyed.
Well, how do we deal with this? There's a demo.
Ultimates versus Deleted Gaming. Ultimates literally deleted Gaming. Deleted Gaming only got 1 goal throughout the entire series of 4 games. Then SSG, they only won 1 game against Complexity. And now we're here, Gen G and NRG. Hopefully NRG can do something.
Daniel does well to relieve the pressure just a little bit, but still Magic Bear bringing it right back in. Beast mode at Atomic. There's nothing else forward though for NRG. Atomic will try to create here, and he does!
Okay, Atomic's on the board. There we go.
That goes top left.
I should have seen this again. 0 boost.
Who do you think's gonna win, Finny? NRG or Gen G?
Faced in the wrong direction, not expecting it. Atomic. What a shot. That is so incredibly hard on 0 boost. Just to time that flip perfectly. Gets the angle, the bounce shot to throw off one of the best goal line defenders in the history of Rocket League. To at least bring this into 1. Atomic again with another shot, but this time Justin makes the save.
Like a little indecisiveness from
I kind of feel that too.
Following up that kickoff.
Yeah, I got NRG as well. I have noticed a slight decline in their gameplay though.
Created from that opening kick. Atomic quickly from the slot. Daniel trying to park it in front of Cheese. And now beast mode, tough angle. No, Atomic keeps it alive. And Daniel wisely stays back.
Whoa, why did I pause it?
To work with, so seconds,
Why is it
NRG still trailing by 1.
Beast mode gets control there, but does a poor flick, and Atomic's got to retreat back to his own
I mean, we still got a lot of series left to play.
Energy is still looking for that
Happy.
time goal.
They were though, they really were.
Down to 30. Beast mode can't follow this play, but Daniel.
Shot by Daniel. All right, 2-2. Tied up. Let's see if NRG can take game 2. So we got a tie series.
0 boost as well. Gets up to speed to get the demo there.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like today has been like a weird day of games for a lot of teams.
Again, Atomic 0 boost had a flip in order to gain speed enough to get that demo.
I mean, the fact that Space Station Gaming only got 1 win, like damn. And they're apparently like a top team right now. They're doing good until today, basically.
13 seconds now. Still, could be a win for Gen G in regulation if they got that one maybe network, but now it's Atomic. Up for Daniel. Beast mode's lurking. Still waiting. Trying to get one in front.
Ooh.
Oh,
that was close.
Justin back the other way. Can he do it in 0 seconds? He's got a penchant for it, but not this time.
All right, OT.
Cheese will bring it to ground. We go to OT again.
Ooh, threatening counter attack there. That's the guy you want on the ball at 0, but it doesn't go in. Gen G wins the kickoff. Daniel, though, quickly turns it around. Cheese will throw it to the side, but Beast mode is lurking. Atomic is just waiting to see if this ball skills.
You're going to be the sub for the scrim, Finn? Instead of me? Okay.
Out to Magic Bear, who's going to push it forward. Great demo, though. Will relieve pressure.
I mean, that's fine, I guess.
Atomic by himself. Going to go for the bump play. No, just the air dribble over top. And Gen G a little bit on their back foot. See if Beast will.
What the hell is that?
So many options you have
I
to
definitely
cover.
don't have it downloaded. I have no idea what that is.
They do disperse as they cross the
Oh, that was the
line,
thing that
and
you sent me in
Justin
Discord.
scores.
Yeah, I forgot. I never downloaded that. Well, Gen G takes game 2. Damn. Yeah, I remember. You sent it to me. I'll check it out. After this series is over, I'm going to end stream, grab a little bit of food. And I'll check it out.
When you don't make a move, sometimes it's the best move, and it seems like that paid off there. Geez, just a very basic off the back wall pass, and Gen G takes game 2 as well for the commanded 2-0 lead.
2 overtimes, both going the way of Gen G. FGC 600 plus dropped by Justin, including the overtime winner. Cheese has the assist on both OT winners for Gen G, and that has caused Safu to take the timeout for NRG, and this mighty juggernaut of North America has a big problem on its hands.
Absolutely, and now in terms of main events or top 8s, they've lost a bunch of games in a row. The last time we saw them in Open number 3, they lost to the Ultimates 4-0 as well. And then obviously lost to them in international play. So, like, NRG,
okay, yeah, I see,
they're
Finn.
slowly
We'll see.
slipping down the list.
I
They're
might
still number
download
one
it for the stream.
for most people, but doubt is starting
See, it's like
to
an
creep into
overlay and
everyone's
everything.
minds. It's like, is NRG the top dog still? And
I am
so
going to
far,
stream
we
the
see with
scrim.
Gen G, what they're doing, huge overtime
But
moments.
I'll look into it before
to
the
take
stream,
the
or
first two
before the
games.
screen,
They could
before the
put energy
scrim,
down into that lower bracket
before the screen.
and move on. And again, the loser of this match, it's a tough
I
lower
got you.
bracket. You play the Ultimates. We saw them earlier
I mean, yeah,
today.
it probably would look better
Ultimates
if I
looked
streamed with
amazing.
that.
And we know that the Ultimates were the kings of North America, at least in international play back in Birmingham, making it to the grand finals. So you do not want to be in that lower bracket.
You know, one thing we would see at times in the very, very early days of the RLCS is teams almost experiencing success fatigue, right? Like, you fight so hard to reach the World Championship. If you win it, great. And then, like, that entire offseason, the several months after that, were very lackluster for those teams. You know, we saw it with Flipside. It seemed like they couldn't get out of their own way, and then they eventually figured it out again. Northern Gaming, kind of the same deal. And you wonder if finally, after all this time, it has finally caught up to NRG, where it's been a long time since they've had to fight for a spot at a LAN.
Yeah,
it's kind of
true.
been, you know, just their God-given right to be at these LANs. Listen, you're not out of the tournament if you lose here. You still have another life, but NRG may be fluttering back down to earth. Gen G up 2-0 as we kick it off on DFH.
And Match Bear with some space.
Yeah, I'll look into it after this series is over and once I end the stream
Let's
for a
not forget
bit.
That game 2 Match Bear goal
Finny.
was insane.
I have it
4%
opened as
around the ball
in
to
my
get to the
my
other
browser
angle.
though,
And
so I'll be
again,
checking it
that
out.
goal mattered a ton because it went to overtime. So if they keep making plays like that versus what is considered the best
I
defense
swear,
in
if
the
Gen
world,
G
then
wins
Gen G,
4-0,
you have earned your right to a top
I might not be
spot.
watching RLCS
Still
for a
gotta do
bit.
it for 2 more games, and the timeout bump is obviously
Every game, every series today has been like a blowout besides maybe one, well, besides one win. Nobody's gone past game 5 today, which is like, come on.
NRG misses 2 finals in a row, and everybody's like, wait a minute, is this the end? Like,
Is it time for retirement? Or, yeah.
They are still one of the elite teams in the region and the world. Right now,
Nice,
they are
Potato.
being held at bay.
I hope it's
by
turning
Gen
out
G.
good.
Atomic over to Daniel. He'll bring it back to beast mode. And that shot goes wide, trying to draw the defense out. There's no follow-up there from NRG. They realized they couldn't pounce on that opportunity, and so they will reset.
I do like seeing that, though. Like, Atomic had space, made a great pass and play, a little bit of pre-jump action as well. The old energy leaking through just a bit, maybe because they feel like, all right, we got to get something going. We got to get the momentum on our side, so maybe take a few more risks. Right here, there's a 2v1, but they avoided the bump, and Gen G will get the clear out, and now a double commit by Beast Mode, and Atomic will open the door, but a big miss. I think just no boost on Cheese, so Energy does survive that moment, but these midfield controls to see if who wins out here. The Atomic is just going to try and bother Cheese. Cheese gets demoed out, and Daniel will take control in the back row.
Daniel threw one. Atomic's going to have a full tank of boost there. If Justin manages to get onto this, Beast Mode didn't let him. This is still network.
Oh, wow.
Galaxy goes off of Justin and wide. Looked like NRG collectively still had that covered, but I wonder what might have happened if Justin didn't happen to be right there in front of the goal.
Yeah, they were trying for something crazy, but a little bit of backflip try for like redirection saves, and it all works out. But Energy, again, like they know that they can lock it up, usually when they have a 1-0 lead. They didn't do that back in game 1, but I think they would take that more times than not. They just want this early goal and then sit back and play the clock.
Well, game 3, still 0-0.
Like, this
Half a
been
game left.
Good midfield control. Magic Bear up in there again. He's a true threat at any moment.
Let's
But
see if
two of them go for
NRG
that,
can
like
pull out
Daniel,
a
0-2.
win here.
Trying for the flick top left.
There you go.
Justin tries for the in and out save.
1-0, 2:19 left.
And to the right side, a perfect placement for him.
NRG getting the first goal for the game.
Doesn't always have to be on target. It just has to be close
Let's
enough.
hope it's not a
Another
blowout.
rebound created for Atomic. Give him now 6 goals on the weekend to lead his team. Yes, that's how low scoring NRG has been. The 2 here tie Daniel in the series.
Vinny, do you know, does that overlay, does it provide like heat maps? Like after the game?
Let's see what NRG can do here.
If you know what I'm talking about.
See if they continue the offensive pressure, because again, like that's been the major question mark. But if not,
No, damn, that would be awesome if it did.
Game, control it in the
And
corners, just
honestly,
don't do any
insightful.
desperation passes to the midfield, so they don't get easy clear for Gen G right here. This ball spills out a bit, but Justin, low boost. That is the energy game plan, right? Control it on the offensive side, let them boost it. Even if the defense does make a play, they won't have enough boost to do much with it. Magic Bear, though, he's on a full tank, going for the short angle
Magic Bear at the goal. Magic Bear's just holding it down today for the series.
He's gonna wait. No, he rushes this to the net. Beautiful near post shot.
Well, 1-1, minute 34 left.
Single outlet pass to a shot doesn't
It's a
usually
good game.
lead to a goal against this
But if Gen G
NRG
takes it,
squad,
man,
it did this time.
I just hope it's not another blowout series, that's all.
Has an overtime winner, one of his 3 goals now in the series. We're all tied up, maybe gearing up for another OT, but right now Atomic trying
Wow.
to shake a defender, and he can. Jeez,
And just like that,
as
2-1.
Atomic got bullied out of the way.
And you can see the double commit by NRG to send 2 on the offense. As soon as that happens, all 3 members just move forward, going for bump plays. Like either if you're on the ball or not, you bump that last man. Gen G, brilliant play
But
there.
make sure you guys like up the stream. I will be streaming later after this watch party.
And eventually that ball goes in.
I might do a tiny bit.
They were down in game 1. They tied it up late. Now
Might do a tiny bit of some viewer games, like a few matches, just for a little. But then I'll be streaming the scrim later on as well. Can we go back? This is the moment tonight. Check Discord. I got you.
Gen G with a 3-0 lead on NRG. Out of the corner, popped out by Beast Mode. I feel like fans of the Gen G side have been waiting for a time like
Gotcha.
this. Waiting for a moment like this.
So I'll be the sub then.
They can say their team is
all
one of
good.
the top
I'll still
dogs in
stream
North
it.
America. Yes, they went to the major. They always kind of felt like they just kind of
Yeah,
stumbled
that's all good,
backwards into
Finny.
it. Now,
I mean, they
they're
did
trying
win
to
a
cement
regional.
themselves. Yeah, as the top dog.
I have no problem with that. I was gonna show up if we didn't have a 3rd man, so I was like, well, I mean, I'll play. I like playing the scrims. They're a lot of fun.
Behind him. That goes out to the corner. Final countdown of game 3. Remember, this is after the NRG timeout. Another pass cut out. Jeez, just trying to bring it to the corner and kill it off. Atomic's got to go all the way across, and he will not.
Just to know, Finny, you will be in comms if I'm streaming, by the way.
And I agree with you. It's like we saw a Gen G squad.
Gen G 3-0, man.
Regional, but they didn't have to go through energy. I think
I know, bud. I'm just looking out for you. That's all.
They took that energy and then fell a little flat in that final. So
Not everybody likes to be in comms on
They make this
stream.
roster move. I think people were starting to believe.
So
like,
just
all
making
right,
sure
these
you're
guys
cool
might
with it.
contend, not only in North America but internationally. I just didn't think
Man,
we'd see it this quickly. Where they're up 3-0 over N.
Yeah, I was like,
It's absolutely huge. They still have to get the job done.
I'm assuming there's going to be a timeout.
Gen G is proving something.
And NRG's going to take the timeout. They need to make adjustments. If NRG loses this next one and they get 4-0'd, just like deleted gaming, it might be a while before I do another watch party. Oh, they already used their timeout? Oh, that's right, they did.
All right, you still got to prove it because you're about to play.
Oh,
NRG.
they better
If
make
you lose
quick
that,
adjustments.
Play the ultimates. They could easily go 0-2 here and fall back down to that 5th best team. But Gen G is taking matters into their own hands. They don't want to play in that lower bracket. They don't even care about the ultimates. They want
What have
to
been
take out
these
NRG
series
right
today,
now.
though?
I mean, as much as we talk about the move of Justin coming over, you know, you look at the stats. and they don't tell the whole story, and they seldom do. It's what he's doing away from the ball. It's the confidence that he brings to this team.
The series have been terrible today.
This Gen G team is one win away from sweeping NRG into the lower bracket and putting them to one loss of
Game 4.
Making a final here in NA, not even making a semi.
None of the series today have gone past Game 5. Everything has closed out Game 5. Well, besides Ultimates and Deleted, that only went to Game 4, but hopefully NRG can do something here and not get shut out like the other teams have already.
The major, and that's with limited practice, right? With a brand new roster. So if they can keep that going and improve throughout the split, they're doing wonders. But again, this is NRG. The job is not done. They are up 3-0.
By the way, guys, if you guys are in chat, the recent post by Nightbot, make sure you guys check out the team website, the team org. It is live. It's looking good. Thanks to Defini. Gen G, first goal in Game 4.
It's so rare to see a team generate so many second and third chance opportunities against NRG.
And if you guys are not in the Discord, make sure you join the Discord.
But Gen G has been all over them.
Make sure you guys like up the stream. Make sure you guys touch some grass. Make sure you guys drink some water. They're all benefits for your health.
Gen G are just swarming to the net, and you're seeing very few lazy rebounds. There's Atomic.
Okay, Atomic answering back. 1-1, 3:51 left. This is looking like a little bit better of a game.
This is very interesting because I feel like Magic Bear tried to do a little bit too much on the offensive side, and he messed up and gave the ball to Daniel with wide open space. That is the one player right now on Energy you do not want to do that with, and Daniel makes them play, turning it into a great passing play. A little bit of awkward defense as well by Gen G, but hey, every match you're going to have small mistakes. It's about how do you bounce back right after it. Let's see if Gen G can do so here.
Well, Gen G used to make a lot more of those mistakes. They'll live with one. Here's Magic Bear.
Oh, why did I pause it?
He's going head hunting and got into beast mode, but beast mode's still able to make the stop. Magic trying to come across, and Justin's going to
Daniel with the shot. Oh, imagine. That'd have been nice.
This out to the corner. The shot had beat the defense initially, just not quite on target. Now Magic Bear waiting to see what Daniel's got in store. Oh, we might see this NRG team play with a little bit more of a sense of urgency now, and that could be a very dangerous squad to go up against. Even though down 3-0 as Justin makes the initial save but can't do anything
Beast
with it.
mode with the
Gen
next goal, 2-1. Looks like NRG's feeling a little bit better.
Justin on the goal line, just not in the right position, not expecting the ball to come to him. He spills out a juicy rebound for beast mode, and it feels like Daniel's starting to heat up, getting some great touches on some plays, and now beast mode gets a good morale boost on a wide open net. So NRG, this is exactly what they want throughout this game.
Justin up way ahead of Daniel. He thought about going and realized that Justin was up, didn't know he didn't have much in the tank. Coming up on the halfway mark. Oh, it just feels like pro wrestling. The first half doesn't matter. Now we're to the part where we get to the near falls. That one's going to be blocked away by beast mode. And Cheese looking out towards Justin and Magic Bear. It's Magic that'll turn around. This is right at beast mode. He's got it easily. And the lead remains for NRG for now.
Yeah, Magic Bear was threatened for a bump, so he had to kind of just throw that ball at the net very quickly. So sometimes you'll see that by players where they'll just throw the ball forward. It's usually because they feel threatened from someone else behind them and they don't want to give up the play, so they'd rather just throw it to the other team. And at least make him make a save, and that's what happened there. But get a little pass here to Justin. Doesn't work out. Daniel does cut him off.
Just under 2 minutes left.
When he's got the ball by himself, he's making
Can NRG keep the lead? Or will Gen G come back?
We'll continue here, but this time he throws it right to Cheese, who's going to get a bump as well. Justin follows it up, and he's going to get a pass out to the mid. It's a little awkward in the corner. Cannot do it, but Magic with space throws it infield. Justin on low boost. Tries for the give and go. Somehow it squeezes through, but Magic Bear cannot finish it.
The vision from the last, 20, 30 seconds there for Gen G. A ball that everybody would normally go for. Instead, you go for the dive bomb onto beast mode, and then the passing zigging and zagging through, but they just couldn't get the shot on target. Certainly not with any pace, but this one's
Nice
on
potato.
target
And Daniel.
Daniel adds another.
All right, looks like NRG might be taking game 4. We're going to go to game 5, but let's see if we can get to a game 6. So far, nobody's gone game 6 today.
Member and Daniel throws in the net, and NRG finally with a 2-goal lead, the first time this match.
Surely they can make this hold up. We have seen one.
And yep, I know that's what you said, Finney. This might be the first time one of your predictions is right. I remember that one the last time I did a watch party. I think every single time you said a team was going to win, they lost. So it actually would be freaking hilarious if NRG somehow came back and won the series, to be honest, because you said well, at first you did say NRG was gonna win. Yeah, that is right. You did say the right score, but the other team won. It'd be hilarious. You started out with NRG, but now that you said Gen G's gonna win, it'd be hilarious if NRG came back and wins this. To be fair.
Atomic will just keep the ball here. 15 on the clock. Looks like NRG is just going to waste out the clock here. Magic Bear, one last attempt, runs out of boost, so easy clear for Daniel. As the time winds down, Beastmo throws another one.
Looks like NRG is going to take game 4.
Catapult throughout this game to gain back some momentum. And they are
Gen G still on game point. Let's see how game 5 goes.
The timeout after game 2. It didn't yield.
It could be all over in this game.
They get one back here, and they avoid being swept here to close out Saturday. And you mentioned Daniel kind of coming alive. This awakening of Daniel has been a sight to behold for NRG. Again, scoreless yesterday. You know, granted, Steph, you probably could have played yesterday and got them to this point. Friday for teams like NRG don't typically get the toughest challenges. But with all that said, still alarming to see him without any goals on the board at all, and now he's got 3 to, again, because NRG doesn't score very much, lead his team alongside Atomic.
Yeah, this feels like what happened at the major, where Daniel really awoke on the final day that allowed them to squeak back into the top 4. After honestly a very
well, I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick.
Again,
chat.
15th ranked offense.
I'll be back for
when it mattered,
game 5.
Daniel showed up, right? And it mattered here. They were on their
Let's
last
see if NRG can
Beastmo
build up the momentum, keep it going, and bring back the series a bit.
So, NRG, again, if there's any team that can come back and just easily win 4 in a row, it would be NRG. They've been dominant throughout NA for so long. So for Gen G, you got to get it done here. You don't want it to continue to go on to a Neo Tokyo, to a possible last game as well. So Gen G just needs to find a way, in this 5 minutes, kill the momentum here, walk away with the win.
Well, the fans at large probably wouldn't mind seeing Neo Tokyo or Champions Field after 3 no contests throughout the day so far. Like to see NRG continue to put up a fight here. Again, that just sounds so bizarre to say. We're normally saying that about NRG's opponents. But Gen G has brought the fight to the maybe consensus top dogs of North America for now. Magic Bear has Cheese in behind him. Justin running forward, got a bump, and still making the save was Daniel. Cheese there to follow up, and Gen G strikes first again.
This is Magic Bear with space. Atomic just awkward on that wall. So it allows Magic Bear to do what he wants. Justin, no boost. He trusts his teammate completely there. I'm just going to get in the way of defenders. And
well, Gen G first goal, 4:17 left.
Will commit, and Cheese will score the goal. But it's very similar to NRG on Daniel. You don't want to give Daniel the ball with space. You don't want to give Magic Bear the ball with space. And they make him pay there.
Renewed energy for Gen G. Coming into this second split. Cheese
oh, wow.
Field, empty net.
2-0. Well, this series is starting to look like all of the other series of the day.
Cheese is just midfield. There's no one around. It's like he's playing free play over here. I don't even know what happened on that rotation by
it might be a 4-1 series.
Maybe they control on the back wall, but I guess both went for boost on the side mid,
which would be kind of upsetting because no series has gone past game 5 today.
Where they must win this game to stay alive.
So Cheese with just a couple of cleanup goals here in the first minute. Give him 5 total goals on the series to go with 4 assists, including a couple in overtime. Cheese is loving Justin as a
Ooh,
teammate,
Atomic
but
answers back.
Watching
Okay,
his teammates give up this
they're still in it.
to NRG. It's
2-1,
Atomic
3:34
off a
left.
great touch
Plenty of
from
time.
Daniel, then beast mode, then Atomic.
Still
and
anybody's
here comes
game.
NRG.
This is the energy I like to see. All 3 members on the offensive side of the field. When they have to score, they usually find ways to do so. We saw that back in, game 2? They were down 2-0 and then tied it up. They find ways when they need to get offense. It's just they usually don't have to use it. Magic Bear trying for a small little pass here. Justin, though.
And Justin answers right back. 3-1.
Bad clear attempt here by Energy. The threat of the Magic Bear pass was too much. Beast mode, just a poor flip. Should have left that for Daniel. And a miscommunication on defense between Daniel and Beast mode does not happen often. But Gen G capitalized to regain that 2-goal lead.
Yeah, sometimes you just see some defensive touches make you go, what? Justin's back for this one as Beast Mode took a pot shot at the net. Now Cheese will outlet to Magic Bear. Why not? And Cheese still waiting in the midfield boost and spawned right after he left. So now Daniel will take over. Midfield still available. Beast Mode's picked it up as Cheese brings that well away from him. Usually a wise play to try and play away from Beast Mode. Daniel thought about it. We realized that ball goes right at Magic Bear. We've gone 2 minutes plus here, and that much closer to determining a winner because you just feel like it's inevitable that NRG will awaken again. Though giving that one back, certainly not a good look. 3-1 right now, the lead for Gen G.
Oh, that could have been a play. This might be dangerous for NRG. Damn. Well, it's looking like Gen G is going to be taking Game 5. And no games are going past, or no series are going past Game 5 today.
Energy has to find something and find something quick.
And now you start to maybe feel like, okay, maybe this is enough. But what you could do in the first half, so too could the opposition. Here's Atomic trying to thread the needle, hit the post with a crossbar rather. Beast mode, second touch. No,
oh, wow.
Balls around and away. Atomic afforded all the time there as everybody was recovering. And they still try to keep the attack alive. Daniel, good 50 to the corner. But Cheese has that down to Justin. Roll it out, and Gen G can breathe a collective sigh of relief.
Gen G, 2 minutes left. 3 goals. They are very happy that one did not go in. Justin with
wow.
into the goal.
What a shot by Justin.
This is why you pick him up. Justin with a huge goal.
All right, well, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that Gen G is going to take this game. Going to be another blowout of a series. That's pretty much been the day so far. This is just,
hey guys,
damn.
Who won the trade? I think Gen G.
Nah, NRG winning.
What a play by Justin there to put the dagger in this match. It feels like, but Energy, they're still fighting beast mode. Will capitalize a must.
All right, well, at least NRG got another goal. I mean, there's still plenty of time for them to come back if they can make it happen, but I don't know, we'll see. You're done with the montage? Nice. Are you posting it right now, Potato, or are you posting it like in a day or so?
Right in Beast Mode's lap. Back to a 3-goal game.
Oh, wow. Okay, I thought they just trolled that.
To help out Atomic. Oh, that was nearly a disaster class, and NRG escape unharmed.
This game's going to go up and down now at this
point.
Oh,
wow. 6-2. Damn.
No boost on the side of Energy. The pace of play just ramped up, but Energy was left without any boost on.
That's what I was thinking, Finney. I was like, I might run some viewer games just for like a tiny bit. Like after this, after the watch party's over. And then I obviously kind of want to do some warm up and play so I can not just be shit when I play in scrims today if I do play in the scrim today. But I don't know. I mean, after the watch party's over, I am gonna get a bite to eat real quick. Wow, 7-2. They're just dominating them now. I am gonna go to get a quick bite to eat. Nah, we're running 4-mans. All right, that sounds good to me, Finn. So yes, everybody in chat probably won't be doing viewer games. I mean, maybe later tonight, like this evening, like late night after the scrim and everything. But I do need to get some warm-up in. I'm down to run some 4-mans. I don't even know if I'll stream the 4-mans, though. I might just, like, play the 4-mans so I can actually focus and warm up more. And then I'll stream the scrim.
It's a terrible poker hand, but Gen G have their ace in the hole in Justin, who has made instant
I got you,
impact.
Potato. I'll check it out in like after the watch party a bit later.
7-2 lead. And now, little more than a formality for the final minute. Final half minute now. As Cheese will just collect this and we'll just wonder, okay, what else do we add to the highlight reel? Cheese has it in front. He'll add to his stats.
NRG wins stress.
Just a victory lap at this point for Gen G.
6 goals in 27 seconds.
I'm pretty sure we've never said that before. When you're pen stats versus NRG or the former G.
Highly probable.
This is absurd. Gen G is here to play, and this just spices up all of North America because, again, the top 2 dogs that everyone expects to be a tier above
9-2. Now they're just toying with them.
It's going to be Energy versus the Ultimates in the lower bracket to begin tomorrow. Absolute insanity.
We have not seen.
Yeah, I was like, I'm waiting for the 10-2.
Dismantle.
Man.
Like this in this region. In a very long time, if ever. Justin has that popped away. I mean, yes, Ultimate swept them once upon a time, not too long ago. It still wasn't this.
Every game today, every series, I should say, has just been an absolute blowout.
A beatdown of biblical proportions in Game 5 as Gen G asserts its dominance here on
No
Saturday.
series left Game 5 today.
That was unbelievable.
At all.
Like Energy, there's definitely things to work on, but this is all about Gen G right now. Gen G makes the roster move. Again, a team that's been through everything. They finally win a regional, but they still make the move anyway. And Justin was the answer they needed. And it wasn't only him, obviously. All 3 members get involved. Match Bear hit the shot of the tournament as well back in what Game 2 it was. So huge performance from Gen G. And again, this throws all of North America wide open. The 2 teams
Dang,
in the
guys.
upper bracket, or in the top 4 at least, are
What a day of series
Gen G, while both
in
MG
games.
down in that lower bracket will play
Nothing
each
went
other
past
one
Game 5 today.
place finish to begin
Kinda crazy.
this split. So it's going to be a wild ride, Stacks.
But anyways, I am going to end the stream there. I will be streaming the scrim later, and then after the scrim, I'll do viewer games and stuff after that. Potentially, we'll see. But I'm going to go get some food real quick. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. Hope to see you in the scrim later. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Later, everybody.
Including 2 overtime assists out of Cheese.